Hey guys, welcome to the MatBurn Podcast, episode 22. I just wanted to hit that intro real quick before Keenan got on the mic so he can't interrupt me. Are we doing live stream, like live?
Well, I figure when we don't have guests, it's good to have.
Okay. So,
Hold on, let me make sure we're all good. You can continue.
yeah, I just got a few things to say about this whole the Game Changers documentary.
Yeah, it's all fake. I've been telling you since day
well,
one.
look, I want to just clarify something for everyone.
Okay.
I very, very clearly stated that I don't believe everything I see or hear, and that I'm just going to try it out for myself.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, everybody got all fired up about it
And they came after you?
and sent me hundreds of fucking messages.
Oh my God.
Like, why do you guys give a fuck what I do with my diet? It's my diet. It's
Don't you know that you owe these people on the internet the right of truth? You need to tell the truth, and you need to follow the rules of the internet.
I very clearly stated, I was like, I don't believe everything I hear, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see how my body feels when I do that.
I'm gonna try and hear
And what people really don't understand is that I drastically change my diet all the fucking time. This is just a thing. Hey, I hear some buzz.
Whoa.
Yeah, don't do that.
Can they hear us?
I don't know.
Can you guys hear us?
Can someone give us a signal?
Oh, no, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I very clearly stated that I don't believe everything I hear. I don't believe everything I read, but I'm going to try it out because that's what I like to do.
That's respectable, bro. You have to experiment.
I like to experiment with my diet. I do it all the time, man. I do it all the time. I've done vegan for a month. I've done just like steak every day. Dude, I did steak every day for a month.
Why?
Because I wanted to see if I can get huge. I was lifting weights really hard and just eating steak every day. I definitely gained weight. That's for sure. I didn't feel great, but I gained weight. And that's what I was trying to do. This was a long time. It was like 10 years ago.
Does anyone know how to go to my live stream dashboard on the new YouTube?
One time I did rice and chicken for a month. Just rice and chicken. That was a terrible idea. I was cutting weight for an MMA fight.
Bro, don't you know it's all about intuitive eating?
I don't even know what that means.
Your friend, what's her name, always talks about that on her Instagram. I don't know what it means.
Intuitive eating?
Yeah.
Oh, Kendall?
Is that her name?
Yeah.
I haven't met her officially. I saw her outside a lifting gym once, and she was like on a business call. She didn't have time for me.
Yeah,
we waved, and she was just like,
she's too important for you.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just don't understand why everyone got all worked up about it. The other thing that I thought was hilarious, and I'm just going to talk about this for like one more minute, and then I'm never going to talk about it again.
Okay.
But I thought it was hilarious that people are like, don't listen to that documentary. Watch this YouTube video. And I was like, how do you guys not see the irony in that? Like, don't watch this documentary that was published on a pretty huge video platform. That I would have assumed some people that were behind Netflix would have like
vetted their information beforehand.
Yeah, vetted. That's a good.
Well, here's the whole problem with like that's just the way media is going in general. Is people don't care about the truth. They just want clicks and views.
Right.
And they're willing to sacrifice journalism, like what is the term for that? Like ethical journalism, to actually like tell both sides of the story properly. So The funny thing about that video is the guy who produced it, or one of the producers, has a pea protein company. So that's like a conflict of interest right there.
Yeah.
And so it's like people realize that they can put out different types of content and media to actually just promote their products more, much like this podcast you're watching right now. Right. It's like, that's why everyone goes on the internet now. It's like, if you're going to produce content, you have to promote some sort of product with it. And it's like, everyone's realizing there's this new era of self-production that anyone can produce a podcast, a video, a documentary. I could produce a documentary right now. It's easy to hire the right filmographers and editors to do it. I could pick a subject and I could manipulate it as much as I want and present it as truth. And that's what people do.
Well, I didn't make an assumption that it was 100% true, but like you said, I would have assumed someone.
Yeah, you just hope that it's like, I mean,
someone at Netflix should have fucking looked into it.
Right.
So now Joe Rogan is bringing on a guy.
But think about it like this, because then also now we're talking about the fucking documentary. People are going to go watch it. So it's like, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, or as long as if it causes controversy, that's better. Because all the vegans are going to defend the vegan points in the thing, and then everyone else is going to be like, it's fucking fake. So, and then everyone's going to talk about it and watch it. And so
now Joe Rogan is having the guy on his next episode to debunk the game changers. And of course, everyone's fucking tagging me in it. Like, I don't give a fuck. And first of all, I never said I was going fucking vegan. I don't know why you guys like.
Did you say that?
No, I didn't. Do you guys even listen to what the fuck I'm saying?
Who said it? I didn't say it.
In my DMs, bro.
Oh, the DMs.
The hundreds of DMs.
You got to remember that the people that go out of their way to message you stuff like that, like...
I've just stopped. I've stopped opening it. I don't look at them anymore. You guys ruined it. You guys ruined it for me, man. I used to really enjoy reading the messages people would send me, but I just don't anymore.
It's very easy to, like, at a glance, see the tonality of the message.
Oh, yeah. The first 4 words that you get that little preview. Yeah.
You can just be like, I'm probably not going to open
Anytime it says I was watching the MatBurn podcast, I just don't open it.
Oh, no.
Because I know they picked on something I said, and they're just going to, like, give me shit about it. So...
People are saying you're just malnourished and hangry, and that's what from your vegan.
I said I was doing no meat November. That's what I said. No meat November. That's what I said.
Right.
Didn't say vegan.
So tell us the results, bro. How did you feel?
I feel fine. I don't feel any...
November's not over.
I really don't feel that different, to be honest.
Do you feel like more like level energy?
Okay,
like, what are the subtle changes that you've experienced?
Well, here's the problem. The problem is I went to Mexico for a week and I drank a bunch of beer and ate fucking crap food. Like, I was eating donuts every day. Like,
oh God.
Yeah.
This is not a good baseline.
Yeah. So I really don't know, to be honest.
Shit. Yeah. What a waste.
I know. But no, I like to challenge myself. I like to change my diet and see.
So I have a friend named Chris, and he is vegan now, and he's a gentleman who's around 40, early 40s, and he's a good purple belt, and he's training at my gym now, and he's been, I believe he said he's been doing it for a year and a half. But the way he was talking about it was like he started a month ago. And so I was like thinking that he had just started a month ago. But then I was like, how long have you been doing this for? And he's like, I've been doing it a year and a half. And so, and he's doing great in my classes. Like, he's like doing well. Like, he's the most energy. He trains the most. Like, he's there all the time compared to other people in his like similar workspace. And he looks good. Solid.
The problem
thick.
is... The thing is, there's a thing called endogenous variables, right?
Androgynous variables.
Androgynous? No.
Endogenous. What does that mean?
It's when you make a correlation between two things, but there's not a direct causal relationship. There's something else in the middle, probably.
Right.
Like, for example, the famous example.
Correlation without causation.
Right.
Is what
I know anyone who's taking statistics 101 loves to say that.
Okay.
Oh, correlation is not
so
causation.
the fancier term is that what you just said?
It's an endogenous variable is the variable that's missing. Like, it's the factor that's actually causing an effect that you're not. So the example they use in stats courses is there's a correlation between hot weather. No, fuck, I ruined it. I gave the punchline out.
Oh no. The
correlation is between ice cream sales and aggravated assaults.
Oh. And
so if you're just looking at these two variables, you're like, oh, fucking hot ice cream sales causes aggravated assaults. Like, ice cream makes you angry or
so you're saying that, like,
but
they both rise at the same time?
The endogenous variable is hot weather.
Violent crimes occur more in hot weather?
Well, people get irritable when it's hot.
I don't. I do less. That seems like it'd get you more hot.
Do you ever get irritable?
Dude, I've been super irritable lately. I've been worked to the bone.
The academy life.
It's not that. It's that I still have to run my website stuff. And like, I mean, to be fair,
you're running 2 businesses.
I don't have to do very much. Like, I have to like oversee things, make sure everything's good. I've got to be available to film at the time, but I have a manager who handles most of that for me.
Who's your manager?
Miha. He's very good at what he does. But it's still a lot to do. And so then now there's the headache of like opening the actual gym and all of the litany of things that just go wrong or are delayed, or issues with construction or permits, or the landlord not approving something, or like an inspector coming in. It's all these different things that it's like, after it's done, it's like, why did I even have to be present for this? Like, I feel like they could have figured it out on their own, but it's like everything has to go through you. And
they need you there.
I have to like constantly be there to be like, yes, yes,
nod your head.
yes, no. Yes. Like, it's kind of tough. And then I've been teaching twice a day too. That's like that's the easy part. That's why it's funny. Is like,
that's what everybody says.
People were on Reddit. They're like, Keenan's never going to be at his gym. He's like, but the teaching is literally the easy part. Cause it's like, you get to relax. That's what I really know. Jiu-jitsu. I could talk about jiu-jitsu all day.
Right.
But
it's like the podcast. The talking is easy.
Yeah. It's easy to explain something you're passionate about.
It's the editing that sucks.
Right.
The social media, the fucking, all the back.
Oh wait, we got some donations already.
Fuck yeah.
$5. It's exogenous, not endogenous. Exogenous. AM Park, he always
whatever.
donates to us.
I took stats 10 fucking years ago. Go fuck yourself.
He preemptively said, "Sorry, lol."
No, I knew there's exogenous variables and endogenous variables.
Oh, there's two different types.
There's exogenous and endogenous. So I guess exogenous.
Bro, he donated $7 to you. And you're gonna say, "Go fuck yourself."
Don't fuck yourself.
This is a client.
You know, when you tell someone to fuck yourself, are you telling them to go masturbate? I mean,
I always thought it involved some sort of cloning situation, but I could be wrong. Bernie's Bootleg says, on a very real note, why do each of you do jiu-jitsu as a passion, living? Can you elaborate on why you find jiu-jitsu to be so captivating in this way? Wow, what a great and wholesome question.
That's a good one, yeah.
Thanks for that, Bernie's Bootleg.
Can you read it one more time?
Yes. Like put on my out loud reading
I
voice.
want to know exactly what the question is.
On a very real note, why do each of you do jiu-jitsu as a passion / living? Can you elaborate on why you find jiu-jitsu to be so captivating in this way? In the way that it is, we find passion in it and also are captivated by it. Because you can be captivated by something, but then not really be passionate. Like a horrible natural disaster is captivating, but I'm not passionate about those.
I'll take this all the way back to high school.
Okay, you go first. I'll go second.
I was a runner. I was a cross country track runner when I was a freshman, and my coach, I put in my interest wrestling. And then I didn't want to do it. I was like, I had this track team. I really had a lot of friends there and I didn't want to do anything else. And my coach was like, nah, but you put wrestling down. Like, it's the winter. You should go try track or wrestling. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And he's like, just go try it for a week. And I was like, fine, I'll go try it and I'll come back. I did one wrestling class and I was like, fuck track. I was like, I love this. This is great. And I got fucked up. I was a freshman with no experience and I was the exact same size as the varsity captain. So he needed a training partner his size. So he just fucked me up all day. And I loved it. It was just so much fun. And I was hooked. I never went back to cross country. Never went back to track.
There's something about that instantaneous, like visceral challenge of like getting beat up physically in a grappling match. That's like, wow, I can get better at this. I know I can do better than this.
Right.
Like I believe in my physicality enough to like, I can do this. And then you go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then
I was just hooked instantly, man.
I was hooked. Like I have a slightly different genesis story, I guess, and then we can continue on from your high school.
I mean, it's just it is what it is. Like after wrestling, I just like I didn't.
No, but you like went to school and then you reignited your passion and quit your jobs and moved
because
out
after high school, wrestling ends and like if I went to a college that didn't have a wrestling team, so I had no choice. I couldn't walk on. I couldn't do anything, and I just. And then one of my wrestling buddies took me to jiu-jitsu. And then again, like just like the first day of wrestling when I was hooked, I did one jiu-jitsu class and I was fucking hooked.
And how much were you training back then?
When I first started?
At jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
I was hooked.
And then at what point did you kind of stop? When you went to Turkmenistan?
Yeah, I went to Peace Corps, yeah.
And it was like 3 years kind of off?
The team fell apart. So the team dissolved. Like the coach left. He went to Texas. I actually just saw him last week.
Yes, we do read the live chat, but I just read the interesting questions, not just every random thing aloud.
Yeah, the team just fell apart, man. And the coach left, and then like one of the other guys left, and then we just didn't really have anyone. So, and then at the same time, I graduated college and joined the Peace Corps.
And so you were in the Peace Corps for how long?
2 years.
And so you didn't train at all during that time?
No.
You didn't assemble like a ragtag team of Turkmens to
practice
with?
The really interesting part about this is that the village I lived in a fucking village, like a literal definition of a village, like mud brick houses and like dropping buckets down into a well to get water. And, but this village had a history of Turkmen wrestling and they would actually organize a tournament in the dirt. They just made a big square and they called it Turkmen Sambo, and you wear the gi top with the belt.
Sick.
And then you have to stand chest to chest. One person wraps their arm around the back, slides the hand under the belt, and then wraps their wrist around and grabs the belt. And then the guy does it to you too.
Seems like a pretty strong grip.
Yeah, but he does it to you too. So you guys do it to each other. Right hands only.
Okay.
And you're like under the belt, wrap it and grab the belt. And then they say go. And the first one to pick the other up and drop him wins. And they do it on the dirt.
And it's just takedown?
Yeah, it's just
off
takedowns.
That one grip?
Yeah. So it's basically who can get their hips down.
That's incredibly limiting.
And then they were pressuring me to do it because they knew I was a wrestler. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like I'm 8 hours from a hospital. Like if I get dropped on my shoulder and break my collarbone.
Yeah.
These Turkmen are huge, man. They're big people.
You're wobbling something. I hear like squeaking.
It's the wall.
Scoot in a little.
So anyways, But I was very tempted to do it because if you won, you got a chicken. And
a whole chicken?
You get a live chicken. And there was like the open class. They did the open class also, and you win a goat.
Dude.
Bro, they would walk out, you'd win, and they'd walk out and hand you a live goat in your fucking arms. And
I wish that Nagas did that.
You just be like, boom, I got a goat. And the family.
That's a way better prize than these
well, the thing
cheap trophies.
And meat is hard to come by in the village. You have to basically kill an animal to get meat. And I was super like undernourished.
That's a prize chicken or a prize goat. Like that is like
and
valuable.
the family I lived with was like, Josh, go wrestle. Like, go do it. And I was like, I don't know how to do that wrestling.
I know that goat.
I know how to grab the legs, And they're like, it's fine. You can grab the legs. And I was like, what?
So tell us, you won.
No, I didn't do it. Fuck no. Bro, I was 8 hours from a hospital. Do you know what that feels like? If you're in the middle of nowhere, that's scary. If you get hurt, you are fucked.
Yeah, I guess.
You're fucked.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You tweak your neck, you break your arm.
Break your collarbone.
I mean, so what? It's going to heal.
Oh my God.
I mean, you're not going to die, right?
You might. I don't know. What if I don't?
I mean, the same thing could happen just walking on the street.
I was a blue belt, so I was still partially an idiot. And so what if I posted my hand and like I had a compound fracture and I started bleeding everywhere?
You just have to end it, bro. You got to use your own splintered bone.
You know what did happen to me? I still want to hear your Genesis story, but what else happened to me in Turkmenistan? I had kidney stones.
Oh, I hear those are the most painful.
The worst experience of my life. And I'll tell that story another time. But I want to hear your Genesis story. Go.
Mine's kind of long and drawn out, but I actually resisted jiu-jitsu for a long time. So like I was so exposed to it that I actually didn't like it as a kid. So I started training jiu-jitsu at 4 years old, and my older sister would beat me up all the time. And she wouldn't even use jiu-jitsu. She was just a bully. She would scissor.
2 sisters?
She would scissor lock. She's 2 years old. Eleni and.
Oh, I thought you just had one.
Yeah, my older sister, Chloe. Anyways, so Chloe would beat me up all the time. She was better at Taekwondo than me. She would out wrestle me. She would hold me down, and she'd squeeze me with her legs with this terrible scissor lock.
How much older is she?
2 years older.
Okay.
I've told this story before, I feel, on the podcast.
So you were 5 and she was 7. She was fucking you up?
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously. This actually continued into my early teens. She would still continue to beat me throughout my entire life.
She was 16, you were 14.
Yeah, she just had 2 years on me, and I just wasn't a teenage boy yet. So she had, she developed faster, was stronger. She had long, strong legs, and she would just figure 4 her legs. She wouldn't even figure 4, actually. She would just scissor lock me and just squeeze me until I would cry.
Laura Croft style.
And she wouldn't respect the tap. She was the worst.
Fucking siblings.
And so whenever we would train at the gym, it was like I would roll with like the little kids. We'd do our Taekwondo and then do a little bit of jiu-jitsu that my stepdad would teach us, and he had very basic knowledge, just like mount, arm bar, neck crank, like that's all we were doing. It wasn't anything like jiu-jitsu today. That's my jiu-jitsu. So get this. So like whenever me and my sister would hit each other, we would get demoted in our belts in Taekwondo. So like if I hit my sister at the house or she kicked me or something, we'd get demoted because you're not allowed to like use your martial arts for like, improper violence or whatever. Right. So we get demoted all the time. And like we were getting demoted so much, we were like, why are we even doing this? Like we're back to white belt like every other week. Like what are we doing? And so me and her agreed. We had a truce where like we wouldn't kick each other. But then she started jiu-jitsuing me with her stupid scissor lock, and she would make me cry, and I couldn't scream for help. She would actually squeeze me until I'd cry, and every time I'd try and yell for my mom, she would go, and it'd make it worse. And so I couldn't ever yell. And so I was tortured like this for years. And I had to like avoid her. Like I could, like if it got to like an escalated situation, I could not defend myself against my sister. So I had to like be nice to her because she had this like huge physical power over me with like some pretty solid jiu-jitsu. And my sister, she doesn't like care about jiu-jitsu, but like imagine me in like a girl, like a strong, tall.
She kind of looks like you too.
She looks like me. We have the same, very similar body type, but she's much more feminine, obviously. But she's the equivalent of me for girls. She's like a big girl. She's tall. She's strong, and she will fuck up dudes. Like she got back into jiu-jitsu for like a day. I told her to come back when I was like 17 at BJ Penn's. She came in for one class. She hasn't touched the mat in like 10 years. She was just triangle choking blue belt men, like no problem, just like wrecking them. And it actually was I can't tell this other part of the story, but basically she could beat up all of her boyfriends really easily. And it was like a point of contention in some of her, like, cause she was like none of these guys can even like defend themselves against me.
I always wonder about this.
Yeah. She is like, she like had to like act like more feminine than what she could actually do to her boyfriend. So they didn't feel bad because it was like an issue apparently in some of the relationships.
I always wondered what it's like.
I hope she doesn't get mad at me for divulging that, but I think it's cool because it's like she was like a really good example of a girl who had very minimal jiu-jitsu knowledge, but could easily just beat up dudes because she's been doing it her whole life. Yeah. So she's the perfect example of like why you should get your kids into it young. Because even like a girl who doesn't even care about jiu-jitsu, she took it with her whole life to the point she could just beat up random dudes. No problem. But anyways, the final turning point was when I finally like started going through puberty and I had a little bit more strength.
So like last year?
Last year, dude. Yeah, this was 3 months ago.
Okay.
I finally knew that I think I could take her. And I had been
what belt are you?
I had quit jiu-jitsu. Like we had both quit jiu-jitsu and martial arts for a long time. And I started my dad when we moved to California. Sorry for like hogging the whole story, but like we moved to California and he opened up a dojo in our garage and he would invite different people. And we had like a purple belt dude and then some white belts who wanted to like practice. They were just my dad's friends. They'd always try and get me to come out and grapple them because I was getting a little bigger and like I was a good body to train with, you know, but I hated it and I didn't want to do it. And every time that there was like an odd man out and I was the odd man out, I'd run inside and play video games and like try and not go out there. And so my dad developed this system to force me to grapple him by having a rubber band on him at all times. And he'd just like yoke me up around the house and like threaten me with the rubber band over my face. So the rubber band would be over my face because I would just go limp. I'd be like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to do jiu-jitsu. And then when the rubber band came out, it's like, oh shit, I'm going to get snapped in the face if I don't fight. So I had to like start fighting. And that's like how I started using my jiu-jitsu again. And then eventually like I finally had two like righteous retribution moments against my dad and my sister. And like with my dad, I like scrambled to his back really fast and I just rear naked choked him. And I had a little bit of like ropey, sinewy strength, you know, as a 14-year-old. And I choked him and I was like, what is this power? Like this newfound power. I've been getting beat up my whole life by my family members. I was the weakest of them all. And now I have something. So like, I think in the same week I like challenged my sister and she just sort of was like, just thought it was going to be the same old thing where she was just going to fuck me up again. All right, little bitch. And I was like, oh, no, we're doing this now. This ends now. And I just tackled the shit out of her and I didn't do any jiu-jitsu. I just grabbed her by the head and just started twisting her neck.
You basically tried to kill her.
I tried to, yeah, basically. And until she tapped. Like I just grabbed her by the head and twisted her neck until she tapped and she never fucked with me again.
That was it?
Yep, that was it. She never messed with me again. That was over. She just like totally started being nice to me and the roles reversed.
And so that was it. And that was it.
And then I started training basically full time and dropped out of high school shortly after and followed it as far as I could.
Your passion for jiu-jitsu came from you kicking your sister's ass.
From my sister kicking my ass and my dad forcing me to grapple him by threat of rubber band snap until I was forced to fight back and then I found myself. Through that don't you arbitration is that the right word? Through that struggle.
Don't you think you owe them a thank you?
Oh, of course, I love my family.
I thank them for changing your life.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I've been like I was around it forever, and like it was just a natural progression. I just hated it.
Look at this wonderful life that you have now. Thank them.
I know it's great, but it's I'm
waiting for you.
Thank you, sister, and thank you, father, for what you have done for me. You have truly elevated my life through your torture.
I think we efficiently answered his question.
Yeah. But I want to know, but at what point did you like get back into jiu-jitsu as an adult man?
Okay. So when I was in Turkmenistan, I was a blue belt and I hated the fact that I couldn't train. And I would actually just think about jiu-jitsu all the fucking time. Uh-huh. And I had some friends that, quote unquote friends. I got a story about those fuckers too. And I'm going to try to drop that right now.
Okay.
But I had some buddies that I lived with before I left. And then when I was away, they opened an academy. And then, you know, I was writing letters, like literally writing letters and mailing them, snail mail. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh, we got this academy.
What year is this?
2006, 7, 8.
So there was no internet in Turkmenistan.
There was 3 internet cafes, like one in every major city.
Oh, okay.
And so, but
were they packed or did people not even care about the internet really?
It was very difficult to get in because you had to put your name on a waiting list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you had a 30-minute limit and it was all dial up.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was rough, man. It was rough.
I'm reliving that right now. At my gym, there's like no internet service for some reason. I have like 5 megabytes down.
Sucks.
And like less up. I have to get some super expensive internet to be able to have something substantial.
So check this out.
Okay, tell me.
So they've been writing me like, Josh, just come back. come be a part of our gym, you know, like train with us and whatever. So when I got out of the Peace Corps, that's the first thing I did. I went back. I started training again, and I just like went all in. I didn't want to get a job. I just wanted to train. And
how old are you at this point?
This is 2009. No, 6, 7, 8. I came back.
So 29.
I came back 37. Like, fuck, math is hard. Yeah, no, I was 26. 29. So anyways, these guys are running this gym, and it's actually a really nice gym, but I had no idea how they financed it. And apparently they did something super fucking shady. And they were taking their mom was taking out student loans.
And those are the worst loans to take out for something like this.
And tricking people into like tricking students like that, like friends of her sons into signing off on these loans. And she was promising to pay them back like with interest, right? She's like, oh, it's like $15,000, but I'll pay you back 18 in 6 months. And
so that's like a pyramid scheme kind of.
Yeah.
She was probably paying them back with the future loans. She'd pay the people back.
Exactly.
And just continue to keep the ball rolling.
Exactly.
You know? That's how pyramid schemes
work. Her name was Carla Brennan. Okay.
Carla
Brennan. And she had 2 sons, Zach and Jake Brennan.
Are you allowed to say their names?
I'm saying their fucking names because I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
And I was with their older brother, Chris Brennan, in Texas, and Chris and I were talking about this. And I decided that I'm going to out these fucking guys because they own academies. One owns an academy in Texas, in Waco. The other one is in Redondo Beach, I think, in California. Zach.
Okay.
Zach asked me for a temporary loan.
Oh no!
To help him pay his bills for whatever until he got the bank loan, which was coming next month, right?
So they learned this from their mom.
I think so, or she was using them as their little puppets.
Okay.
Anyways,
how bizarre!
This guy was like one of my best friends. Like I've known this guy for years. I trained with him for years. Like I knew this guy. He was like my brother. Like I consider them family. So I give him $15,000 loan.
Wow.
And hoping, and he called it a bridge loan, right? He's like a temporary loan. So until I get my bigger bank loan, I'll pay you back and whatever. Nope. Took that money and ran. Disappeared, bro.
Dude, it's risky to loan people, even your friends, money. Like you have to accept that you're just not going to get it back.
Bro, they did this to a dozen people.
Wow.
They owe hundreds of thousands of dollars to people. And I just found out when I was in Texas talking to Chris, because they fucked their own brother. They fucked him too.
Wow.
So anyways, it turns out Carla, the mom, got convicted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She went to prison. But it was in Texas.
They probably just lived their whole lives doing this scam.
No, they were just total con artists. And Zach is running a gym in Redondo Beach, so I feel really bad for anyone that has to deal with that or whoever's fronting him that money. Beware.
Wow, that's pretty intense. Okay, so now tell me, it's because you keep getting sidetracked.
I know. Sorry.
At what point did you leave your city or wherever you're from and join Autos and become a jiu-jitsu superstar?
When I was in graduate school in Indiana.
Studying?
Finance and Central Eurasian languages.
Okay.
And
so why? Why'd you give it all up for this?
Andre convinced me to.
Because he saw you were good.
He came out for a seminar and I trained with him at the seminar and he asked me to come to San Diego. And then I said no. I said, I got to finish school, man. And I had one more year of school. So then he came back 6 months later again. And he's like, Josh, I need you to come to San Diego and train. And this one's he was getting ready to fight Braulio for the super fight. And he's like, Braulio had a good guillotine. He's like, I need help. And then I was like, nah, man, I got 6 more months. I got to wait. And then I graduated.
You waited.
I waited. I graduated, packed up my car, and drove to San Diego.
Wow, and so you probably didn't expect much.
My plan was to train for 6 months full time and then get a job and be normal. And then after 6 months, I was having too much fun. I was like, I'll do it for a year. I was like, 6 more months.
Mm-hmm. And
then 6 more months went by and it was a year. And then I had gotten to a point where I could pay my bills. You know, I was making enough money to pay my bills and survive. So I was like, well, I'm not losing money.
Right.
So I'm just going to keep doing this for a little while, see what happens. And then, yeah.
Here we are.
You
started a podcast and now you're
But I couldn't have done it without your couch.
You're a life coach. Without what?
Without your couch. Remember you let me sleep on the couch?
And you don't ever forget that, Josh.
I won't ever forget it. I thought, and you know, yeah, I'm grateful, you know, like you gave me it was nice to have a couch that I could come to at any time. You know what I mean? Like I would, of course I would try to stay with other places and stay with my family or stay with my friends elsewhere.
But surely I expected something of you in return, like some sort of like equalizing deal, right?
Yeah, I'm letting you on my podcast.
You can stay on my couch, but if you ever start any podcast in the future, I need to be involved.
I want to be the assistant.
And we'll call it even.
The assistant, maybe co-host.
Yeah, I definitely said that. So there's the Spider event coming out soon. This is like the biggest tournament of.
Are they really paying $100,000? Is there like,
dude, is there an
asterisk?
This is a serious company.
How do you say
Spider?
Say that word. Asterisk.
Asterisks. Say the plural of that word.
Asterisks.
Asterisks. I hate that. Wasps.
That's a tough word.
Anyways.
I should do word challenge with the Brazilians.
The Spider Invitational. Spider is a huge ski brand, like for decades. If you were on the slopes with Spider in Europe or the US or even Korea, you were the man. You were like,
it's like being a gym person with Gymshark gear.
Exactly. It's like you're the girl in the gym and you got the matching Gymshark gear and you got the nice matching Nikes on.
Nikes,
and you got your ear pods, AirPods.
It's like it's like North Face if you're
right. It's better. It's above North Face. Okay. It's like 3 octaves above North Face on the like this
octaves.
Yeah, like as far as like being visually loud.
Okay,
right. That's a good example.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, they're legit, and so they have different branches in different countries, and it just so happens that the CEO or whoever is like the operating manager of the Korea branch of Spider is a huge jiu-jitsu fan. I've rolled with him. He's a super nice guy. He's pretty technical too. He's an older gentleman, and he's plays a nasty little lasso guard, and he gets in there, and he really. I think he liked the guys who played games like him, like so the Meow Brothers, me, Jamil, and he wanted to like get more involved in it, but then realized that it's kind of like a nightmare to sponsor people. Maybe just me. It's just a nightmare to sponsor me. So I'm not with them anymore, unfortunately. But I had a great time when I was sponsored by them, and they were really cool people, and they always took care of me. But I just couldn't make it out to Korea all the time. They needed me to come out to Korea a lot, and it just wasn't working out. Anyways. He loves jiu-jitsu and he's doing a ton for it. And he's found a way, which many other companies have failed at, to use jiu-jitsu to promote Spider, the brand. And that's great for them. And so they're a legitimate company, probably the biggest company that's involved itself in jiu-jitsu ever.
They're paying $100,000.
Paying $100,000. Yeah, and I think it's awesome. And they got the lineup to back up that price.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they got the lineup. They got the guys to do it. They invited me. I just didn't think I could properly prepare for it to like really fight all those guys, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, they totally invited me too. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't.
Sorry, it didn't mean to sound like I was like tooting my own horn there.
That's all good.
But
you deserve the invitation.
Thanks. I mean, I beat their guy. 19-1.
I'm trying to look for the bracket right now.
I'm gonna live off that like the Hoyler Eddie match. Yeah, I beat Mergali
that one time
back in 19.
Yeah.
I beat him with this one weird lapel grip. Learn it here. 30 years from now.
I'm trying to find the bracket real quick.
Learned the one weird lapel grip I used to beat Mergali back in 19.
I know Kainen's fighting Low first. Oh, sorry. Should I say matching? I don't want to upset anyone. Get 100,000 fucking.
Hey, Connor, how about you come say it to my face at Open Mat on Sunday?
Dude, I was going to tell Connor I was going to invite him, and then I changed my mind.
Josh said he was going to invite you, but he changed his mind.
He was too sweaty.
I'm about to unmod you, bro. You better apologize right now or you're getting unmodded. See that little wrench next to your name?
Is he talking shit?
Say bye-bye to that little wrench.
Actually, Connor showed me a really cool guard pass today.
Is the quality really bad right now? I think it is. Maybe for some people.
Okay, first round. Kainen versus Low. Who you got?
Oh, shit. I think Kainen's going to mop the floor with Low again. I think Low's on his... I think he struggles stylistically against Kainen, and then he's also kind of on his way out, I think.
He's got a lot of gray hair on that beard.
That comes from something, man.
Okay, Adolfo versus Anderson. I'm going with Adolfo.
Anderson who?
I don't know. Munoz. Munoz? Is it Munoz?
You just got unmodded, bro.
Okay. Spriggs and Marigali.
Marigali, easy.
Calisans.
Eric Muniz. Eric Muniz is the kid from Brazil. He's super long and lanky. He looks like me when I was 19.
It's Anderson.
Oh, is it Muniz though? So there's like 3 of them.
Munis.
There's 3 brothers.
Oh, okay.
And one of them is super good at worm guard. Like Super good. Like best I've ever seen at lapel guard.
If one brother's good at jiu-jitsu, all the brothers are good at jiu-jitsu.
It's how it goes, dude, because they've been fighting each other. They've been training with each other.
Calisans versus Erberth. That's a weird match. Calisans is my size.
That is a weird match. I think Calisans wins.
Dude, he can do it. He's a good strategist.
Yeah.
He'll 50-50 Erberth and wrist lock him from 50-50.
Yeah, okay. Calisans always game.
Second round, Kynan versus Rodolfo.
So, this is an interesting matchup, man, because Kynan just seems unstoppable.
Rodolfo's been out of the game for a little while.
Rodolfo's been out of the game. He's fought Ali. He fought Muhammad Ali and looked good, but he didn't look as dominant as he used to. Like, Rodolfo in his heyday, no one stood a chance, bro. Like, he would judo throw you with a drop sayo, pass your guard like 8 times just for fun, and then tap you. And then he just couldn't do any of that to Buchecha for some reason. And then Buchecha would beat everyone by 4 points. Such an interesting trifecta.
So, I forgot. Did you take Calisans over Erberth?
Everyone's talking about how your man's spreading and they're just attracted to, their eyes are all just lingering. So if you could just take,
you know what? It's like no matter
what, you be more ladylike.
No matter what the fuck I do, people say, "Oh, he's wearing the same shirt again." Yeah, I fucking love this shirt. It's called a sponsorship. I'm obligated to wear this shirt sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes.
Wait, I thought we established that.
I'm not obligated.
Okay, you're doing it because
I do it.
You literally aren't obligated to wear it.
I'm not obligated.
You do it because you're nice and you like them.
Yes.
Right.
So do you say Calisans?
Versus who?
Erberth.
Yeah, but we moved on, I thought.
Okay, so now Marigali versus Calisans.
Marigali. I think we finally see the Kynan Marigali matchup again. I think those are the two favorites for sure.
So you think Kynan's going to take out Rodolfo?
I think so, man. I believe in Kynan.
What are the rules? Is it IBJJF rules?
Yeah, I think so. Kynan is like, dude, I miss training with Kynan because like we had really good battles, and he was a lot of fun to train with.
Okay, so the final, who you got?
But it's like I feel like Marigali is a bad matchup for Kynan.
Why?
I think because Kynan is too relaxed, dude. He's like the most relaxed, strong human I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's super relaxed.
And he gives up way too much position because he can. Like, if Kynan was super strict with himself about not giving up bad positions and grips, I think Marigali wouldn't stand a chance. I think it's literally would just be a mental switch that Kynan could make of just being like, I'm not going to let someone get underneath my legs to single leg X or those positions that he's so comfortable in, because you give that position to someone who can execute a sweep and a back take from those positions, and it's like you're giving them a huge advantage.
What if Kynan pulls?
Same thing, man. Kynan is like, if Kynan continued his lapel guard journey, but he kind of stopped at black belt, he kind of gave up on lapel guard. But at brown belt, he was wrecking people with lapel guard. He was hitting reverse Della Worm stuff. And I mean, Marigali doesn't do so good against lapel guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be the kicker, man. Lapel guard for Kynan from bottom is his best bet, but Marigali's passing is dynamic and it's fast and it doesn't give you a chance to react to it. You have to preemptively defend it. If you try and reactively defend it, he'll pass you and take your back.
So do you think Marigali's passing is better than his guard, or is his guard better than his passing? Like, if you had to strategize,
his passing is definitely better than his guard. If I fought Marigali again, I would do judo with him, hit just a nice ashy barai.
Dude, you're making Luka Judah super horny right now.
I'd hit him with a nice ashy barai straight to, and then when he defended, I'd go right into just a good Uchimata, put him down, and then I'd start working my passing game.
So you think Kynan should stay on top?
Yeah, definitely. There's three different types of jiu-jitsu player, right? There's the guy who has good takedowns and good passing, but his guard is questionable. That's you.
That's me.
There's the guy who has guard and passing, but his takedowns are questionable. That's me. And then there's the guy who's there's a third one, but I can't think of what it is. Just the guy who just could only play guard.
Takedowns and guard?
That doesn't exist. So I guess there's two kinds of people.
No, the guy who's good at all three.
Okay, there's a guy who's like okay at all three, but they're never a master of all three.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, it's the jack of all trades guy. And so Marigali is the guard and the passing guy.
Okay.
So his guard and passing, his takedowns suffer. Kynan is the jack of all trades guy. Yeah. He's good from everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Rodolfo is like, I would say he's like the
takedown
passer kind of guy.
Yeah.
So against a guy who doesn't have takedowns, your literally best bet is to play to your strengths, which is try and go for a takedown and then let them pull. If they don't want to do takedowns
try
with
to
you,
steal the two at least.
Try and steal the two and just like play that advantage right off the bat. They're on their toes, or on their heels per se. They're on their heels immediately because they know, okay, I'm not that good from standing. This guy might take me down if I'm not careful. If I don't pull guard carefully, he might steal the two. They're hesitant. And you're just like, I don't give a fuck because I'm good on the feet. Like you pull guard, I'm good on top. So like that's the strategy against Marigali. And Marigali, his main attack is that deep De La Hiva on your right leg. He does the same one every time. If you don't let him do that, he just tries to like kind of awkwardly get up and loop choke you. And it's like kind of those are the two things he does. And if you defend those two things, like I defended them pretty well. I think Kynan could defend them even better because he's so much stronger than me. And he has like way better base and posture.
His feet are huge, bro.
Who?
Kynan. His feet are huge. That's why his base is so good.
He's just a huge man.
It's like he has skis for feet.
But I think where Kynan falls behind is he's just not quite. He's not super fast. He's not super fast on his reactions. And if you're faster than him in a position, you can get something and secure it in the gi. In no gi, I don't think he can get punished as much for that. But in the gi, if you quickly move, because he's so lax with his grips and doesn't really try and set things up as much as he could, you can get an edge. And if you get that edge and you're ahead, and then, I mean, historically, he doesn't have very good defense from the back. Like he doesn't escape back attacks historically against Marigali in particular.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's my breakdown.
All right, so you got Kynan.
I think I want Kynan to win, but I think he's going to have a really hard time against Marigali.
I want Kynan to win also. Yeah, obviously.
Of course. He's the man.
Okay.
He's a super nice guy. Have you ever heard him say like a mean thing about anyone?
No.
I haven't.
He only says mean things about me, actually. He calls me old bulldog.
What's wrong? That's not mean.
I know. That's as mean as it gets.
Old bulldog?
He calls me old bulldog.
I mean, that's just an accurate statement.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad about it. So let's go to the little guys. First round, Jonathan Alves and Jamil. Jonathan's on a roll right now.
What did he do?
He just beat Paolo.
Where?
I don't remember.
Like recently?
I saw it. I saw it on the internet.
Dude, you have some crazy vascularity in your bicep. It's been bothering me the whole podcast. I think it's just the lighting. They can't. No, it doesn't show that.
It's not the lighting. No, that's the real deal. Look at that.
No, it wasn't your bicep. It was the actual veins were like your striations. What's that called? Striations?
That's not what that is.
What is it?
I know what you're talking about. I have those in my hamstrings.
Okay. You're just like
this is called eating too many Sour Patch Kids right before I came over here.
Inflammation?
No, sugar makes your veins expand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know.
Dang, look at that freaking elbow vein, dude. Put your arm back how it was. You should give blood.
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that vein, dude. It's like the size of a piece of copper tubing.
Fat. You guys can't see that.
That's dangerous, bro. Ow. That thing's about to explode.
I just cramped.
You got to go like do some bloodletting. Let that blood out, dude. Yeah, it's about to burst.
I've had a super shitty diet the past few weeks. I've been eating a lot.
Yeah, your legs are breaking out too. Yeah. I see little hives going on.
No, that's from shaving. Yes, I shave my legs. Go ahead.
You know why?
Make all your fucking jokes.
It's like a totally functional thing though. Like it's so hard to leg lock you because of that.
I slip out of that shit.
You got those glass ankles, but like they're
not glass.
They're so slippery.
They're ceramic.
They're ceramic. They're so hard to hang on to that it doesn't matter. Like
they're not so fragile, but they can be broken.
No, I mean like straight ankle locks. You don't try and fight out a straight ankle lock as much as me per se, because I've like my shit's broken before. You're still trying to preserve that fresh ankleology.
Fun fact: if you guys want to be vascular, if you want to look vascular for a picture, just
eat a bunch of candy.
Eat a bunch of candy right before you do it. That's what bodybuilders do right before they go on stage. They eat ice cream like Rocky Road ice cream.
I thought they just dehydrate themselves with a shitload of
they're
diuretics
dehydrated.
And take
and then they eat the sugar and it makes all the veins like.
They take some crazy drug, like a weight cut drug. I saw the name somewhere. So
Jamil or Jonathan? I'm going Jonathan, man.
Jonathan's tough, man.
He's tough.
I think Jonathan takes it.
Remember that time he fought Kennedy and he like went to sleep for a second and then Kennedy kind of relaxed and then Jonathan woke up and passed his guard.
No,
like he was like in a triangle and he was trying to stack past Kennedy and he went limp for a second.
That's insane.
And then Kennedy loosened up, and then Jonathan, his eyes popped back open, and then he finished the pass. You never saw that?
I think I did. There was like a highlight about it.
And then there was a big debate. Was he faking it or was he really out?
I think he was faking it.
He told Galvao that he wasn't faking.
Really?
One-on-one. He told Galvao. He's like, no, I wasn't. He's like, I really went out for a second.
And he made it super good. It looked like the perfect fake though.
Yeah.
It looked like he was like
if he faked that, that was really impressive. Yeah. And then Kennedy was just like, oh, what the fuck? Okay. Edwin and Mateus.
Mateus Lutes?
No, Gabriel.
The
one that won Pans and Worlds.
Edwin's my boy, dude. Edwin's super dynamic, and he's like,
I like Edwin.
He like gained some serious dad strength since he opened his gym.
I'll say this.
I feel it too, dude. I'm gaining that dad strength just from opening a gym.
I'll say this
because I have my baby now.
Okay.
Gym baby.
I want Edwin to win, but I think Mateus will win.
No way, dude.
I haven't seen anyone.
No one survives Edwin's flying triangle. You got to be kidding me. He's gonna throw that thing up. He's gonna.
Did you see his match with Jaime at Fight to Win?
There's only 2 Americans that have ever beat Nicholas Mergali. Me and Edwin Najmi.
When did Edwin beat him?
Edwin flying triangled him in the finals of Absolute Worlds. When? Nicholas Mergali was about to usurp me as the next double Grand Slam purple belt champion. He was on this final match of his flawless run through purple belt. Edwin Najmi was a lightweight. Triangles his way to the finals of Purple Belt Worlds 2014, I think it was. Maybe I could be wrong on the date. He goes out there, Nicholas Mergali and Edwin square off, and I'm just like, there's no way, like Mergali's on a tear. He's tapping everyone. He's like, no way Edwin stands a chance against this guy. Literally 15 seconds, the second they tie up, the first grip Edwin makes, he just does a cross grip right on the collar.
Yeah, goes for it.
Launches that flying triangle like so fast, bro. It's like he's spring loaded. He doesn't leap his whole body. His head stays perfectly in the air. Like, you know how like a chicken head will stay in the air if you move the chicken's body? Like it'll just stay there, like with that weird like internal gyroscopic effect. That was Edwin's head as his legs just went from underneath him to directly over the top of him. Locked it at the ankles. Like his toes were the only thing crossed around Mergali's head. I was like, holy shit, he's got the flying triangle, but it's like he's not going to finish it. He doesn't have only his toes are locked around that. He's got like the diamond, but he doesn't have the full lock yet. And I'm like, there's no way. But he cuts the angle in midair, and I just see his toe just like slide into place somehow. It like defied physics the way it slid into place, locked, and then he choked him out. He choked Mergali out in like 20 seconds or less.
You should be a commentator.
It was the most hype thing I've ever seen in my life. And ever since that day, and ever since Edwin has been on his recent terror through the Fight to Win series, Super Series circuit that he's been on, just wrecking everyone, beating DJ Jackson. Who else did he beat?
Edwin?
Yeah, he beat like 4 tough dudes in a row.
He beat Davi Ramos.
Beat Davi Ramos. That was a while ago. That was like the beginning of him just like, you know what, I'm going to get back into it. Because he was like not about it for a while. And then he just like, he's just fucking sick.
Okay.
And people like, not enough people pay attention to what he's doing. Like that should be the story that Flow Grappling's covering, because Edwin Najmi's story is actually really dope. And they're just focused on like all the drama queens.
It's true.
I'm going to say it. Flow Grappling's focused on the drama queens.
It's true.
They're not covering the true jiu-jitsu. And if I ever have a jiu-jitsu production media company, which guess what? Me and Josh are going to do it.
We're getting there.
We're going to do it. And if Flow Grappling doesn't start reporting the news, how we're going to report the news, we're coming after their asses with the true journalism, because I'm sick of this MTV reality show bullshit and that isn't highlighting good jiu-jitsu and the people who work hard and actually put in the time to like make it about jiu-jitsu and not make it about drama.
So you don't like when they cover Dylan Dennis?
No.
Or AJ?
It doesn't make any sense. It's like, why? Like everyone feels that way too, because it's like, it's one of those things. It's like watching a car accident. Like no one wants to see a car accident, but you can't help but look.
Yeah.
Because like, oh god, another car accident.
You know what happens when
how many car accidents are there going to be on this Flow Grappling site? And everyone's just like, holy shit! Like you guys want to see some car accidents? Go head on over to Flow Grappling. It's crazy, bro. God. Check out what's going on over there. It's like madness. It's making jiu-jitsu look so bad compared to other sports, dude. And I'm sick and tired of it.
You're way more funny in the evenings. Just so you guys know, this is like the night.
It's because I'm fucking delirious.
In the morning, you're just too sleepy.
I'm sleepy and I haven't fully ingested my bang. The bang has just hit my stomach lining, and it's probably got like some sort of mucus membrane defending my body from the caffeine. And so it's like doesn't fully absorb. And so I went through my bang earlier. I had a cup of coffee earlier this morning that got me through the first Kickstarter of the day. And then I also didn't, I trained at 12 today.
What you guys don't realize is that this is MatBurn After Dark. It's 10 p.m. We've never recorded an episode at 10 p.m.
Yeah, we've always been morning boys, but I think we have to do it like this now because my schedule is so busy now.
Okay. Gabriel Arges versus Levi. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I think whoever gets on bottom first is going to win.
So in my travels, I traveled around the world, Josh.
I have a hard time counting out Gabriel Arges, man. He's good.
So have you trained with him? You fought him.
I fought him.
So
in the gi. Never no gi.
I traveled the lands, Josh. I traveled far and wide, and I saw many things. And one of the things that I saw was Gabriel Arges' incredible dedication to pure technique. When you roll with that guy, it's like you will never encounter a situation where he is using strength. He just like effortlessly manipulates his body and your body into the proper textbook perfect jiu-jitsu movement. And I had a lot of fun rolling with him because it forced me to because I put so much time into being like getting bigger, trying to get stronger so I could like bang with these heavier dudes. And I feel like I lost a little bit of that. And rolling with Gabe was like, okay, like this is a chess match. Like this is a true chess match right now. And it was challenging. And I rolled with Levi as well.
Gabriel is the current world champion for middleweight, right?
Yes.
Right. He beat
him and Philippe both won.
He beat Izaki, right? In the finals?
No big deal, but I kind of trained with those guys, helped them in their camp a little bit. So I was like,
yeah,
nothing.
So who are you going
nothing
with?
Serious.
So you're going with Gabriel.
Okay, so let me tell you about Levi a little bit. Because here's the thing about Levi. I also went and trained with Levi.
He does the Aussie bolo.
The man
he does the bolo.
The man is revolutionizing what the bolo is.
Bolo's on his head, right? Like a breakdancer.
It should honestly be called something different.
The Aussie bolo.
It shouldn't be connected to the term bolo. He should have his own thing for what he does. Because
the Levi Rolo.
Something.
What's his last name? Jones?
Leary. Levi Jones Leary, I think. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I'm not sure his last name. But first of all, the kid is super cool.
Most Aussies are.
And
most, I said most.
I promise
Not
you.
all.
I promise you this. And you can come to my gym and try and prove me wrong, and I'll give you $5,000 if you can berimbolo me.
$5,000 to anyone who can berimbolo Keenan at his gym.
Yes, but it has to be like you have to come. You got to like
train. It has to be a legit.
It's got to be like,
now.
okay, we're gonna do it now. Are you ready to try and berimbolo?
You got to be ready for it.
Right. It's not like we're training and you like do a berimbolo and we're
like,
whatever.
So you have to like decide the money's on.
No, they have to tell me they're there for that. Like you can't just like sneak it up on me because like I work with my students, I work with visitors. I realize now that it's like I'm putting my own life in danger by training with white belts and visitors, because if I relax too much, they'll fucking stab me in the eye.
Yeah, for sure.
Or they'll elbow me in the head.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the heck just happened? It's like,
yeah,
I thought we were training. I didn't realize like I got out of MMA so that this wouldn't happen. Now it's happening again. And so I have to like go into my matches with like self-defense in mind. And like, I have to like, it's weird. It's not like I get to like be super, focused on a competitive situation, but yeah, if anyone wants to take that besides Levi.
So just so we're very clear, can it be a competitive black belt?
I think, okay, so here's how I would say it.
Like what if Hoffa shows up?
Yeah, like Hoffa stopped rolling with me a long time ago.
Okay, but what if?
I don't think he could berimbolo.
Well, I'm just, no?
I mean, okay, people are going to, oh my God, I fucked up already.
Yeah,
I fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked up.
I fucked up by saying it.
And I'm milking it. I'm trying to dig the hole deeper for you.
I fucked up by saying it.
Yeah. No, wait.
Now the Mendes brothers hate me. Now everyone hates me for saying that. Listen, like I'm very confident against defending the berimbolo. I would really like to see someone come and show me how they can make it work. Obviously, Mikey does an amazing job. It's a specialty move. It's like you have to be an absolute expert at it. Mendes Bros, Hoffa is incredibly good at it. Levi, Mikey, there are many others. Okay, yeah. But I'm very confident in my ability.
Okay,
and I'm actually just doing this to entice people to come train at my gym. So I have good training.
Obviously, yeah. You're not tricking any of us. We know.
Okay.
But I just want to be clear. If, for example, someone berimbolos you, all they have to do is get on top, or they have to take your back?
They have to take my back.
They have to take your back.
It's got to be berimbolo to back take, like.
Because I don't do that one. I only do I come up on the leg drag.
That's different.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm not going to count that one.
Can I have a special?
Because crab ride is different than berimbolo. That's what people don't understand. the entry berimbolo can get you to crab ride, sure, but it is not a path to the back. And my war on bolo is that there's a better path to the back. That's much simpler. Do you know what that path to the back is?
Worm guard.
It's reverse L worm guard.
Yeah,
it is.
I know. Well, you do the front roll.
You literally see more worm guard back takes now than berimbolo back takes.
You're talking about the one where you do the front roll.
You don't have to front roll. No, you can just take their back instantly. The second you get the grip, it's just like you just
disappear.
You just around their back. That's really that simple.
What's that X-Man that does that? He disappears like smoke. And
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, yeah.
Yeah, Nightcrawler's the man. He was actually my favorite X-Men.
He's a good one.
X-Man.
That's a cool superpower.
But he had a torturous lifestyle. He was an orphan. He was stolen from the Shadow Realm. It was tough for him. So.
I feel like his superpower really gives him a one-up advantage against pretty much all the others.
But he's athletic, and I think he had some gymnast training or something. But other than that, he doesn't have super strength. He's not invulnerable. He can only teleport. So it's it's risky.
Okay. But if he had a knife in his hand and he can just appear on your back and whoosh.
Right, but say you're going against
Juggernaut,
Magneto, or
what can Magneto do to you?
Cyclops. All Cyclops has to do is see him.
Yeah, but he can just disappear and appear on your back. And then whoosh,
faster than laser eyes.
Stick your knife in the neck. Okay, last match. Mateus Lutas and
Johnny Boy. That's not true. Reverse L worm guard is actually very easy to set up. Sounds like someone didn't buy the lapel encyclopedia, but luckily for you, it's going on sale on Black Friday.
Oh my God!
Guess what?
Shameless shout outs.
Guess what? I updated it with 3 new chapters covering 3 new positions of the lapel encyclopedia. Listen to this,
God.
Josh.
I see people signing out right now.
It's the single leg worm. Yeah, you can. It's a beautiful merger between modern no-gi jiu-jitsu techniques as well as the modern gi techniques. Bro, if you ever came and trained to my gym and you saw the new shit I was working on, you would be like, "Damn, I need to learn this because my guard sucks." That's literally what you would say.
We done?
Yes, okay. Levi berimboloed to the top when we rolled, but not to my back. But he probably could, honestly.
So $5,000 for anyone who wants to show up to Keenan's gym, announce that he's challenging. Doing the bolo challenge.
We film it, and you have to sign a contract saying that I can use the video for, promotional purposes. I can be like, look, the berimbolo sucks. This guy sucks. Your berimbolo sucks. You came and you thought you could do it. You didn't do it. I'm just gonna drive it into the ground and just totally publicly humiliate your bolo. So just be aware of that.
Okay. Last match.
Now I'm trying to discourage people from doing it. Don't come.
Last match. I don't know this guy's name. Mateus Lutas and that guy.
Dude, you're showing me a picture of 8 different people.
The Korean guy. I assume he's Korean.
Yeah, they have qualifiers in Korea, and the Korean guys are really tough. And
gotta have a token Korean.
They'll have a qualifier.
I'm trying to see the tags, but there's no. Oh, there it is. Sorry, just kidding. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Anyways, who you got? Mateus Lutas or that guy?
Mateus Lutas, probably.
Okay, second round.
The rest of the world just hasn't caught up yet.
So Jonathan, or you said Edwin? Jonathan or Edwin?
Edwin.
Semifinals. Oh, you got Edwin all the way to the finals? Hell
yeah, bro. You can't sleep on Edwin. He's the freaking what is that called? It's like a Christmas something. It's called like a Cinderella man. He's a Cinderella man of jiu-jitsu.
Okay. And you went with Arges, right?
No, it wasn't Dark Horse, guys. I was saying Cinderella man.
Did you go with Arges?
Over Levi? I can't decide.
Okay. Well, let's say Arges versus Mateus Lutas.
Arges.
And let's say Levi versus Mateus Lutas.
Levi.
Okay.
That's easy.
Okay, so Edwin and Gabriel Arges in the finals. Nope, they're best friends.
Best friends. Joke's on you guys.
Oh, what happens then?
Fake fight, split the money.
That's $100,000.
Fake fight, split the money.
You can't fake fight for $100,000.
Real fight, split the money. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Okay, and otherwise, Edwin versus Levi.
That dude, we used to do that. We used to do that at the SJJF. I would just be like, no, let's not do fake fights. How about we fucking real fight and still split the money? Because it's not about that. It's not about the money. It's about just
that's what we did,
sportsmanship.
Right? That's what we did at American Nationals.
That's what I always did with everyone. And people used to give me shit about it. Like I'm trying to fight my teammates. It's no, I'm just trying to keep it real. And then we still split the money. World Jiu-Jitsu, World Series of Jiu-Jitsu, SJJF, American Nationals, all of it.
We split the $0 that the IBJJF gave us. Okay.
But we went home and we sawed that metal in half, didn't we, John?
Yeah,
We both
yes.
took home those halves and we keep them and they connect us.
So Edwin versus Levi, finals.
Still going with Edwin.
You got Edwin, all right.
Edwin through and through, dude.
All right. Shout out to the kid.
He's just like super.
Oh, yeah. He's
like so unconventional
he's
and
dangerous
dangerous
everywhere. Yeah, I agree.
He's like so unconventional. Like if you ask someone like, what does Edwin do? People flying triangle, but like no, that's not all Edwin does.
No, he does a lot of
He does a lot more, but no one will be able to identify it. So it's like, how do you even prepare for that?
He's got a pretty sick DARS too.
Yeah, exactly. But he's got a sick everything. That's what people don't realize.
Yeah, and he finished Davi from the back, right?
Yes, dude.
Okay.
One of only 2 Americans to ever tap out Marigali. Sorry, I'm having too much fun with the podcast.
So
today.
what does second place get?
I don't know.
What if it's 0? That would be horrible. 100,000 to the winner, 0 to second place.
That's life, though.
That
Winner takes most.
That is life.
That's what's happening with everything.
So that's their spider breakdown.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say about spider? Okay, cool. Good talk. So you were talking about your white belts elbowing you in the face, and I thought this would be a good segue to talk about white belt etiquette because
can I tell some of the stories that have happened?
Yeah, let me get there. So not too long ago, I made a post about being a white belt for a day, and I made all these really sarcastic little comments about all the things that white belts do notoriously.
Okay.
And the post was very well received by the public. It almost broke my record for likes, my like PR.
Okay.
But someone got on there and made a little comment, a nasty little comment about how she said, how are we supposed to know what we're supposed to do and not do?
Good point.
Should we all just sit here and wait for someone to
tell us what to do?
Dickhead black belt to write a condescending post to explain what we're supposed to not do?
This was a woman who wrote this?
It was a female.
Smart woman.
Yeah, I don't know how she identifies.
I feel like men
I don't
want
to call her a woman. She might identify as a pencil or something. I don't know. But you don't know any. You don't know these days.
She was a literal keyboard that typed this.
So I'm not going to call her a woman because you just don't know. But it was
whatever. You can call her. You can say she's a biological woman.
I'm not going to make assumptions. You don't know what.
You don't
know what she's rocking.
I guess yeah. Who knows?
You don't know. She might have been born a man and now she's a woman. I don't know.
I want to know.
Anyways, so what are some let's explain to the white belts.
One example. Okay, so like
white belt
So
etiquette.
here's the thing. Like
if you're a white belt and you walk into a gym,
you would think that's a good counter argument, right? What she gave you. Like how are we supposed to know? Okay, but here are the actual instances of real white belts doing real things. This is a new series, but it's real white belts doing real things.
Okay.
So first experience in my gym, I have a white belt come in. He's from another gym. He had started there, but he liked like what my spiel. Came over.
He bought into your bullshit.
It's not bullshit, bro. That shit's real. You'll see soon.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, we're gonna talk about like the basics of like what grips are, like how to approach someone, like what are you even doing when you two people are about to, make jiu-jitsu combat? Like what is happening? What is the point of it all? Why are we wearing this material? Everything comes down to like you need to grab them. Right. So I'm talking about like grabbing people with the grips on the collar. You can grab at the collar is a good one, at the sleeve. You can even go like kind of on their back sometimes. The pants are important once you hit the mat, but I kept it all on the feet. It just explaining like super basic grip fighting. Break the grip, get your grip. Break the grip, get your grip. I'm like, okay, you guys are ready. You're doing like live sparring, only grip fighting, nothing else. No takedowns, nothing else. Like, because I want the white belts to be able to experience the fight, but without actually having to like, go through all the movements and be confused and knee each other in the face, which I knew would happen, So it's like, I give them a little, this is like after these people have trained before. They're not day one white belts either. They know what's going on a little bit. Okay. So they're like going and like one guy doesn't have a partner. So I like jump in with him. The first thing he does, the man.
Forearm in your neck.
The man literally punches me in the mouth.
Tech Johnson.
First thing he does. Before reaching for my collar, before getting into a fighting stance, he lunges at my collar with a closed fist and punches me in the lip. And I'm just like, okay. Let's start over.
I'm rethinking my decision.
Let's start over. I'm not quite sure what just happened, but there's definitely a disconnect in like what I was saying and what you just did. So let's like talk a little bit about it. So then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to jump in with the white belts. I'll let them tear each other to shreds on their own. I'm not going to get involved anymore. I've learned my lesson. I definitely don't need to be sparring with them. So then Tony, my friend Tony, he's working at the gym now. He's a blue belt now.
He's a blue belt.
Yeah.
The best white belt in the world, Tony.
He got it. Yeah, he got his blue belt.
Who gave it to him?
You'll never guess, bro. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. So Tony goes with another white belt.
Was he your first blue belt promotion?
I didn't promote him. So Tony's going with a guy and they're white belts. So this is no-gi on a different day. Similar conversation, like how do you grip fight no-gi, like looking for the different controls.
How do you grip fight no-gi?
Yeah, like, you know,
wrist and neck,
collar tie, whatever.
Okay.
First thing that happens is like 15 minutes into the round, a different white belt, just straight up first thing, like we never talked even about like controlling someone's head. The guy that throws out like one of the like fakes that he's probably seen like John Jones do in the UFC or something, stabs Tony in the eyes.
Open finger,
just stabs him in the eyes. And like I'm quickly realizing like, okay, they are not capable of anything.
Self-control.
Like there's no self-control here. There's no ability to understand that they could hurt someone. Like they're just like complete gyrating balls of chaos.
They're ready for combat.
They're there and they're ready to give it their all in whatever direction or area of your body they see fit. And it's just like they're going in, they're getting their fingers in there and they're punching you in the mouth and they're doing their spinning elbows. So next story. These are all true stories. This all happened in like the last 3 weeks.
Thrashing.
And this is like, I don't have a small group. Like there's a big group of people in there. Yeah. And like, so it's like, it's bound to happen. Right. And luckily they've all been minor little hits and bumps. And like Tony's eye was fine, but it like, he was out. He was like, like I just got stabbed in the eye. Like he was like on the ground, like in pain for a while, but his eye was fine. So this is today. And more instances have occurred. These are just coming back to me right now. Today, one of the white belts, and I'm not going to call him out because it's just funny. And like, of course, everyone was kind of a spazzy white belt. Like I've kicked JT in the face. Like I've cut JT's face open before, like not as a white belt.
Like we can joke about it because we were those people.
Yeah.
Like,
we've all been there before. It's not a big deal. Like if you hit someone in the face in the gym, don't freak out about it. It happens. And I'm illustrating that. It's just hilarious that like without jiu-jitsu, trust me, you're a total mess. Before you got into jiu-jitsu, you're a total mess. Like you have no idea what's going on. Like you put yourself in a grappling match with another human, it's going to be absolute chaos.
It's a brawl.
And it's not going to end well for you, realistically. But it's also probably going to result in some minor pain and inconvenience for the other person. So I like showing these guys this drill. This white belt's been working with me for a while. He's like actually one of the better white belts. Like he's getting the movements down, but he's drilling with a girl. And I'm like, okay, bro.
Yeah.
I know like
disaster.
you guys are the only people that are similar size. I need to put you together right now because like it's just not realistic for you guys to really drill with anyone else right now. Listen, bro. I say his name. I'm like, flow, smooth, like no fast movements. There is no strength behind any of this. It is like 100% calm. You are the embodiment of Zen right now. Do you understand me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, relax. You're going to do this move. I want you to do the move slowly. Like slow. I'm like
as he's cracking his knuckles.
I'm like over exaggerating like everything about it. I'm like, you got it. And it's like, he confirms with me. He's got it. I look at the girl. She's like, okay, like it's okay. Like I'll be fine. The girl's a blue belt. She's probably dealt with a million psycho men, attacking her in jiu-jitsu classes. So I walk away. They're fine. It's like, okay, that situation's dealt with. I go help the other students. He calls me back over and I walk over and
she's bleeding.
No, she's fine still. And they ask a good question. It's like a valid question. I answer it and he's like, good. And he's like, okay, can you just watch me do it one time? I'm like, sure. It's like everything I told him went out the window. Everything he agreed to went out the window. In that moment, he just like reverted back to lizard brain, dude. And he was like,
just red light.
He was just like, he just saw this red and he goes to do the move and he does the move so fast that like before the move is even entered, he just whips his head like right into her head. And like, they both just like, she's standing still. She's a still target. He whips his head into the side of her head. And this is like to get to like Russian tie or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like how to get someone's like arm off your neck. And he just like whips her in the side of the head. And she just like takes it like a champ. And it's like, she looks at me and gives me like one of those like, what the fuck was that?
Got her bell rung.
Yeah. And he's like, ah. He's like, oh my God. And she's like, what was it? Your nose? And he was like, no, it was my head. We thought he like busted her nose on her face. And we're just like, she's just standing there like fine. Her face is just turning red slowly.
She's not even phasing. He's crumbling.
Like, ah. It was just hilarious, man. White belts are hilarious. It's like, it's honestly so fun to try and teach them because it's like you really see the progress fast. Like when you actually teach them good technique, like it actually makes a difference very quickly. Like within days and weeks, it's like, it's very fulfilling. But yeah.
Okay. So
it was so fun to relive those moments.
Things that white belts shouldn't do ever. Jump close guard.
Yeah.
Don't ever fucking jump close guard.
Okay, here's the thing. Is like white belts don't even know what that means, bro.
Do not jump and wrap your legs around someone.
It's like imagine. So what you're really explaining is like imagine explaining to your mom.
Just don't jump on anyone ever. No jumping at all. Period.
You need to explain to them like you have to start from the beginning. It's like 200 years ago. There was a guy and he invented judo, and then you got to explain like you got to start like early, give them the entire foundation. Because if you start talking about jiu-jitsu right away, it's over their head. It's gone. You already lost them. They're like, jump, close guard, what? What are these? What is this terminology you're speaking about? So you got to start. You got to start and like really make it be like, okay, you have physicality about you. Like if you move too quickly, it's very possible that you're going to like elbow someone. If you spin quickly, like there's going to be a lot of adrenaline in certain situations. You need to like move slowly. Like that's like the biggest thing I could say. Cause like all you're worried about is hurting people. Only fast movement is going to hurt people. You're not going to slowly smack someone in the face and cause them harm.
Okay.
Slow.
I can get on board with that.
Because like you can be slow and still effective at jiu-jitsu.
Do slow jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. The slower you are, like you can easily dominate someone with jiu-jitsu slowly.
Slow crushing.
And you're not going to hurt them.
But you need to be able to hold someone to go slow.
Right.
You got to have control.
Obviously, speed comes into it later, but you can definitely teach jiu-jitsu slowly. And that is the main issue, is just like quick jerking motions where they think speed and force needs to be applied to these movements, and that is not the case.
I fucking hate when someone asks to see a move and you let them do it to you, and you're explaining it to them and they're just doing super jerky. Just jerk, and you're just like,
I mean, it's hard. It's hard. So then what I realized is that slow is hard. It's hard to move slow for some people because they're like thinking about the whole move in their head and they just want to do it. It's like patience is the issue. So now it's patience. It's not even slow. It's like you have to like start with your virtues. You need to be patient.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah. You got to be super patient, and you need to like move very slowly, and you won't piss anyone off if you move slowly.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think basically that covers most of it, but like you could lay out some more rules, I'm sure, that are more specific.
No, this is great advice. I was just thinking about like all the other little things, like make sure you slap and bump. That means go. And after your match ends, make sure you shake hands. And what about asking people to train? Like, what's your rule? What's the rule at the Legion about asking people?
You can ask anyone, but you must not get butthurt if they say no.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I tell people no all the time, and I don't have an explanation. Here's the thing. How about you guys don't have to explain why you say no? Yeah. This is a life thing for me. Like if someone asks me to go to lunch, I think it's perfectly acceptable for me to say no, thank you.
Absolutely.
Period.
Right. That's the end of it.
I'm not going to make up an excuse.
And it doesn't mean we don't like you.
Yeah, no, of course I got some shit to do, but that shit is none of your fucking business.
Yeah.
And maybe the truth is I just don't want to. Maybe I just don't want to go to lunch with you. Maybe I don't think you're interesting. You know, I don't feel like you need to explain reasons for turning people down.
So that's a whole different issue, because our whole culture is based off of like, if someone rejects you, fuck them.
They want, but everyone wants an explanation why.
Yeah, they're like,
you know, when someone asks
they want to know like what they did wrong, I guess.
Why
doesn't he like me?
Why do they think they did something wrong? That's an insecurity issue. Like if someone asked me to roll and I just say no, I say no, thank you. I'll be polite. No, thank you. And they always kind of tilt their head sideways like they're confused.
I think we talked about this before, like visitors coming in when we were training at Atos, and it's like we're on fucking display at a petting zoo.
Right.
And it's like, dude, this is literally my work hours. Like,
yeah,
I'm here to work. Like, I'm not here to like entertain your your jiu-jitsu tourism right now. And like, you have to be respectful of like what are their goals? Like maybe they're not interested in that right now. You know, you never know. But one thing that's super important is cutting your nails, because you're going to stab someone in the eye.
That's a good one.
You're going to stab them in the eye because
and
you're a white belt.
And so your toenails.
You might as well make sure that your pointy bits are cut off so you don't actually injure someone.
Yeah. Yeah. Cut your toenails.
Also,
if you're an excessively hairy human, consider a rash guard.
I think everyone should wear rash guards.
You hated the wearing rash guards when we had when they made the rule.
I'm an exceptionally hairy human. All right.
I just remember you complaining about the rash guard rule.
Yeah, because it was like it gets hot.
It does get hot.
It's hot when you're training hard, and but it's also a matter of like no one really sure, we don't care if you get a sweaty man chest all over your face, like we've dealt with it. But like some people,
if you're new at
a lot of
jiu-jitsu,
people are not that serious about jiu-jitsu and don't want to have to deal with that to like go get some exercise. It's like, maybe I can exercise and not have a sweaty man chest slide across my face.
Yeah.
So I totally get that, and I think they should be.
So I'm saying,
enforced.
consider. Is it rash guard required at Legion?
It's heavily encouraged. I mean, I'm not going to kick someone off the mat, but I would tell them definitely.
Okay.
You try and pick up a rash guard, bro, because people aren't going to like that.
Now,
and you wouldn't like that. And I'll just be like, you know what? Let's just. I'm going to take my rash guard off. Let's just roll on all. You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see why maybe you want to wear a rash guard shortly after this.
I'm going to mount you and smother you with my sweaty tits. Okay.
Experience is the best teacher for sure.
So I experienced this at a seminar. I saw an older than her partner, older woman. She was probably 40, right? And she was a white belt with maybe 2 stripes. And then she was training with a girl who was probably 13 or 14 with an orange black belt. And I don't know if you guys know, but an orange black belt in the kid world is basically a brown belt, right? You're 4 belts in.
Really? Okay.
You've probably been training for 6 years.
I'm unaware
at least. You've been training for 6 years.
Yeah.
And the white belt lady kept telling the girl what to do because she was a teenager. She's 13 or 14. And I was just thinking, lady, shut the fuck up and let the girl do what she's doing, because she knows what she's doing and you don't.
Right.
So just because you're an adult,
yeah,
just understand that the kid with the orange belt probably knows way fucking more than you do. And just because you're an adult and they're a teenager, or a kid or a teenager,
dude, that's an issue for purple belts, bro. That's purple belts will do that when they shouldn't be. Like, it's a whole other issue. Like, yeah, maybe they know more, but what you know is probably wrong.
I'm just saying, like, just because you're an adult, understand that the kids might know more than you.
Oh, for sure.
And just you're a white belt, you're 40. You don't get to tell the kid how to do the move. The kid probably knows better than you. So just
definitely leave the instructing to the teacher. So this is another issue I had, because like we would talk about this and Reddit kind of flamed us because Reddit's all blue belts and purple belts.
Reddit basically just hates anything that I say.
Well, they just all want to, have that, like, have their opinion be valid, and they feel like the individuality about it all. Like it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like, you just don't know anything about jiu-jitsu. I'm sorry. Like, you just don't. And you shouldn't be trying to impart your lack of knowledge onto other people with this like totally skewed version. So like when I teach a move and I see a lot of people like trying to help their partner, and it's like totally a genuine attempt to help them, right? They're like, oh, go like this or go like this. Maybe I'm across the room and they'll like try and help. And they don't notice that I'm like right next to them. Maybe I can fix it. But like, man, I see them trying to show the move. And it's like, I'm not a bad teacher. Like, I explain moves well. Like, the people who get it, they get it quickly. It's like, no problem. But I'll see people like totally teaching it backwards, like correcting people in the absolute wrong way. And it's like, you're much better off just like calling me over, or calling someone over who is clearly in the teaching position to show it correctly, because now you guys are both doing it wrong. You think you just did a good deed, when really you just like messed up his form, and if I didn't catch it and fix it, he would be drilling it like that. And now he thinks that like that move's not going to work. It's just going to mess up his entire process.
So what would be a good rule? Like
if a higher level person is available, use that resource.
What if they're not? What if they're busy?
Then you're the highest level person. You
do your best.
Do your best.
How about just don't correct someone unless you are absolutely certain.
I don't think that's true, because a blue belt that doesn't know much but just knows the basic positions and some of the basic submissions could impart most of that knowledge to a white belt. Like, he can show what a rear naked choke is and be like, I think like it kind of works like this, and then mount is like you try and just kind of hold them, and then like close guard,
so
like I wrap my legs around you, and it's like,
they're confident.
It's
they're
like,
supremely confident in the basics. Like, a blue belt should be able to show a Kimura, right? Pretty well.
Like super basic stuff.
You shouldn't have a fucking blue belt if you can't do the Kimura.
Like 8 moves tops. It's like what you're capable of maybe, like explaining.
But maybe not reverse de la worm.
But then, of course, but like not even to that, like even Kimuras are getting done backwards, you know? How many times have you taught a Kimura and they just like, you're like, okay, put the arm around, and they go under. And it's like, put the arm around his arm, and they go around their arm. Yeah. And it's like, so that was like your arm. Could you just like go around their arm?
I always say, put your armpit on their shoulder.
I just skip it entirely. And I was like, okay, just take your hand, and I physically grab their hand and put it in the right position because it's like much easier. But I mean, you got to be patient, and like everyone has their, for sure. But you got to be aware you don't know what you don't know. And that is that what you don't know is a lot more than you know. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I got that.
I mean, it's like that for all of us.
I got that.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know, and what you don't know is a lot more than you know. And that's just the reality of everything. Like, I'm not going to try and I'll give podcasting tips to you because like I'm a fucking blue belt, and maybe you were a white belt when we started. And so I can like give you some like basics, like don't use a condenser mic.
Ever. Fuck condenser mics. They ruin everything.
Yeah, definitely don't. That's like the equivalent of saying like, okay, don't lunge at people's eyeballs. Like that's a good start.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
If you get submitted, spare us your stupid excuse about why you got submitted. Like
that's just a general life rule. Is making excuses in anywhere in your life is going to hold you back so much.
Just save it. No one cares how tired you are. No one cares that you worked a double shift. Like, we all got bullshit going on. We're all hurt. We all have injuries. We're all tired. We all have the same fucking excuses. So just save it. No one cares. And don't stop someone right before they submit you and try to correct their technique.
Just like excuses are funny because even if you're aware you're not supposed to make excuses, it's very easy to find yourself still making excuses in a roundabout way.
Oh, I make excuses in my own head even. But I'm just like, don't say that out loud, Josh.
Right.
Like, don't do it. Like, yes, I know what the excuse is in my head, but don't verbalize it.
My favorite excuse is probably the most common one because for a while there was a general understanding that excuses are bad, but still every single after tournament post was, guys, I went out there and I fought the guy who won.
Oh my God.
I fought the guy who won, and I lost
the guy who won,
but it was a close match and I lost by advantage. And I think next time I can get him. And that was the guy who won. He won the whole thing.
Only lost to him by an advantage, but he submitted everybody else.
But the funny thing about that is statistically, most people lost to the guy who won. So it's like, it's actually incredibly common to lose to the guy who won because he beat most people. Yeah. So it's like, it's a really silly way to like give yourself an excuse. Like, yeah, everyone lost to the guy who won. Yeah. That's why you won. Yeah. Like, don't say that.
Don't say that.
Like, identify why you really lost, which is like a technical error or a mindset error or a misunderstanding of the rules. Like, those are the reasons you lost. Take ownership of that. Take extreme ownership of that.
That's not an excuse, right? That's ownership.
That's ownership. Yeah, there's a different... Like,
they're opposites,
if you need to take 100% responsibility for what you control, and anything outside of your control is not your concern, because the second you start putting it outside of your control, that's an excuse. Like, things that happened that you're claiming are outside of your control, all of that is excuses.
So if you stayed up all night and didn't sleep, and
that's 100% your control, you need to
own it.
You need to be like, yeah, I fucked up. I didn't take this seriously, and I stayed up all night, and that could be that's clearly a big reason why I lost, because I'm not serious about this. Like, you have to be like, if I want to do better, I need to take this more seriously. Give me another common excuse. What's another one that you've heard?
I don't know. Injuries. Like, people always talk about having injuries. Or
I think that's literally the most common one. Is like saying that they lost to the guy who won, and it's everywhere.
Yeah. I just don't like it. Well, I'm not thinking of competitions, but I think in training, I know what would happen is someone's about to get submitted by a lower belt. And then, so like, let's say a brown belt's about to get submitted by a blue belt.
Oh, these are like the cliches.
Yeah. And then the guy says, and like, they're defending the armbar, right? They're like super fucked, they're like not getting out. And then they're like, actually, if you, they stop and they start correcting.
Oh,
right?
no.
Like, actually, if you do this with your legs and you do this with your arms, you switch your grip. Yeah.
I call that the tap out teacher. It's the guy who teaches instead of tapping out.
Right. And then he shows them, okay, now you can stretch out my arm, and now you're going to finish me. And then, okay, that's it. But you kind of, you stole their moment. Don't do that.
For sure.
Don't do that. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I think people are getting better about that one because that's like such a clear faux pas. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like anyone who witnesses that is just like embarrassed for you. Like, please.
It's cringy.
Just stop, dude. Like, what?
It's cringy.
Like, it doesn't matter that guy's a white belt and he's arm barring you as a purple belt. Like, take ownership, bro. Maybe demote yourself.
It happens.
Honestly.
I mean, the reality of the matter is it happens, right?
Right.
It fucking happens.
Yeah, it happens. I got tapped by a brown belt today.
Happens to everyone.
I got caught. Nice ass Darce. There's this super tall dude. His name's JR.
That's the guy you're telling me about?
Yeah, he's like 6'6", and he's just like pure potential, man. Like just 1,000% potential. He's
skinny.
He's like me if I was 6'6" and I trained a really long time and had never touched a weight in my life. So like that's what I'm saying. He's literally all potential. He's just like ground floor brown belt guy.
Where do you train before?
I think he just has been visiting let me just say, because I think he's still at his other gym. I've just been inviting him to come train because he's a great training partner.
So you just outed him?
No, I didn't.
JR.
I literally said everyone is invited.
How many brown belt JRs are there in San Diego?
It could be Junior, bro. Ronaldo Jr. Could be like Guilherme Jr. I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I just call him JR because that's what it said on the sheet.
Maybe
that's what it says on his sheet.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is, you distract me now. What was I talking about?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Anyways, the guy is like super tough and he's full of potential. And it was because of excuses. This guy caught me today.
Yeah, I got caught by a purple belt not too long ago. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. You can't always be on, you know? And it's like, okay, what was the real issue? Like if you get tapped by a lower belt, it's like, is it because I've only been training once a week and I skipped last week and I've been eating bad and it's like, I'm not really like studying out. I'm not doing any extracurricular studying. I have an ego about this. Yes. Cause I like identify with jiu-jitsu, but I don't actually really apply myself. And there's people, you know, that are really hungry and coming up these ranks. And if I want to stay relevant to my belt, I have to actually apply myself and try. That's like the mindset you should have probably. One of the things that has helped me a lot in competition is like, if I lost, did I really try? Like where was the fault of me not trying? And if I had tried harder, and what aspect would have improved it, you know? But I'm very rarely upset about losses because I also feel like I definitely can always do a lot more, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can always do a lot more. And it's like a loss just like puts that right clear in front of you, what you need to do more of.
I think a lot of people are afraid to give their best effort out of fear of failure after that.
That's a scary one. Yeah.
Right? If you give 100%, let's say you go 8-week training camp and you give this fucking camp everything you have, you're completely 100%.
And then you just lose first round.
And then you lose. That's a real heartbreaker. Like that's a hard one to swallow because if you don't try your best and you lose, you got that excuse in the back of your mind.
That's an excuse in itself. The people who intentionally I know people.
We know
people like that. We know people like that.
I don't want to name names, but
no, that's a very real easy trap to fall into. Is like, you know,
it's easy.
I don't even really care about this sport.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to go into a tournament like I didn't really train for this, and whatever happens, happens. And if you win, you're the fucking man. And if you lose, you're just like, I didn't train for it. It doesn't matter.
I feel like that's okay though. You know?
Okay, but what if like you go through a training camp and you give 80% effort?
That's a tricky one because you never know really what's going on in someone's head. And like the person that me and you were thinking about, it's very possible that they just like, this is all they got. Like this is just what they do. And they're doing just fine where it's at. And it's like, they don't really care that much.
But jiu-jitsu is this person's
identity and career.
Like your path. They don't have a job.
I think they're just going to feel like some regret later on down the line. Like I could have done more. I mean, I feel that. Like I feel like I could have done more, but then I also remind myself like, damn, I've definitely tried really hard in the past and it's fucked me up mentally. Like I've tried too hard to the point that makes me hate it. Like, and I'm not enjoying it anymore.
Okay. So in that sense, it is good to pull back because if you're trying too hard and it's fucking your head up, then you're a detriment to yourself.
Yeah, you have to find your own happy.
So you
medium.
have to come to terms with that and back off and find your equilibrium.
Yeah. Another thing is like controlling your temper. There's people who get angry if they lose to someone.
Oh, not if I lose. I don't.
Well,
I never
no,
did.
in like the gym even. Like maybe they had a hard time passing the guy's guard and they view it as like a loss. Like
Nassar. I'll name his name. I don't give a fuck. Nassar gets really mad if he loses to someone who like he shouldn't lose to, and he'll come back at them the next.
Nassar's too hard on himself for sure.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't say it's like a. I don't think it's a flaw.
I wonder if he's watching. Sometimes he watches the live streams.
Nassar's the sweetest guy, and he definitely is like. I think he's honestly the most technical guy at Autos. Like I've never had harder rounds that are more technical and like a struggle than versus Nassar. Like even versus Andre, it's like it's different.
He's a great training partner.
He's like
because he gives it 100%.
That's the thing. He's like that's why it's like okay for him to be upset with himself sometimes because it's like he really gives it his all. He gives it 100%. He gives it 100% in the training, like. At home, this is all he ever thinks about. And then when he's like hitting it twice a day, every day, even though his body's falling apart. Yeah. Like his immune system is just getting crushed from like overtraining and he's like getting a staph infection or something. And it's just like, bro, just like relax a little. Like a little will go further in some situations.
I want to tell a story real quick and I don't know if I should, but I'm going to.
Just change the names and places.
Well, it's about Nassar.
Well, just like, don't.
No, okay.
Nassar's an awesome dude.
Yeah. No, he had a match one time and he got really upset because the guy kind of spammed him. Like it was like kind of it was a really lame match.
Right.
The guy just kind of like grabbed the ankle, held onto it. And
I would say that is like Nassar's reaction to that is kind of extreme ownership because he's not going to he doesn't put it on the other person. He's mad at himself.
Yeah. But he just gets really mad. I'm not even going to tell the story. Anyways,
me and Nassar used to get mad at each other.
Oh, me and Nassar got into a fight one time. I slapped him.
Really?
I gave him a body punch and then I pushed him and then he got up and he told me to get out of the gym and like we didn't talk for 2 days.
You're lucky he didn't tie kick you in the head.
Yeah. Well, we were training.
Nassar's a lethal MMA fighter.
I was trying to pass his guard and he just like his foot met my nuts 3 times within one round and I just fucking like.
I think you and Nassar are tied for most public outbursts at the gym.
Yeah.
Like most public, like loss of temper moments.
I'm trying to think of a good excuse about why I do that, but I don't have one. It's just when I'm dieting, man, I'm super grumpy.
Dude, that's man. When I'm I get like that when I'm tired.
That's why I don't cut weight anymore. I'm done with it. It brings out the evil in me.
It lowers your quality of life for what ends.
Fuck cutting weight, guys. Don't cut weight. If you need to cut weight to win a tournament, is your jiu-jitsu really better? Is your jiu-jitsu really the best? Mm-mm. If you're going after smaller guys that are not as strong as you, does that really mean your jiu-jitsu is the best? No, it doesn't. If you had faith in your jiu-jitsu, you're not going to cut weight. You're just going to fucking go.
Oh my God. I need to mod this guy.
What does that mean?
Like set them as moderator so they can like
you just
control the chat. They can delete people.
You just modded some random dude?
I modded Hickson Gracie. He has the YouTube title Hickson Gracie, so he's a mod.
So speaking of losing your temper,
anyone talks shit about me, talking shit about their Gracies? Guess what? I'm homies with Hickson. He's mod in my chat. What are you talking about? The man's my mod.
Did you see the video of Tex Johnson punching?
And I don't talk shit about the Gracies either. That's the thing about that. Sorry, let's talk about that.
Tex punching Tackett.
Tex, bro, you
was
fucked
that
up.
Andrew Tackett?
That was not cool.
Which one was it? Which Tackett was it?
William.
William's the older one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Tex said he was an accident, like he was reaching for something and then closed his hand. But no, dude. I watched the video like 20 times. Like he closed the fist and boom.
Sounds a lot like an excuse. I mean, he lost his temper. He should just own it.
And then he was sitting there like, what?
I like Tex and I've hung out with him.
He's
a couple
nice
times,
guy,
and
man.
He's a cool dude to talk to, but he's got that's an anger issue right there. You gotta just own it and be like, I fucked up.
I lost my cool. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I lost my cool. I thought the kick, it hurt maybe, like the push that William did. Maybe it was like I took it as a sign of disrespect.
Right.
But Leo Vieira had a good post about this because actually, man, like I don't know what really happened in the video, but like there's another instance that Leo Vieira posted where a guy kind of like teep kicked a guy kind of off the mat as they were like resetting, and I couldn't really tell if it was like malicious or he just was kind of like continuing the scramble. But then also the Tex Johnson versus Tackett match, there needs to, like, if someone hits someone, headbutts them, like is a clear foul in like physicality, like you got to DQ them, even in the super fight events. And the super fight events are super scared to DQ someone because it's like they were paid.
Yeah, it ruins the event.
Yeah. A lot, like everyone's gonna boo. They're gonna talk shit about the event. Like, but it's worse to allow it to continue. You know, after it happens, they allowed it to continue, and it's like, I'm sure William was like, "Yeah, I'm glad it continued, so I can, you know, win."
Yeah, he won.
Went back and legitly won.
Yeah,
because William's a badass too, and but really, that can't be tolerated. It's not cool.
So, what about the thing Perez likes to do when he like puts that foot on that chest and just gives it a good shove? Like
that could be dangerous.
Yeah, right.
Because you're going over your own knees. Someone with bad knees probably. But I mean, he's not doing it to old men.
But I'm just saying, like, how much is okay to put your foot on someone's chest and push?
There's a clear difference between a push and a strike.
So you got to place your foot on the chest and then push.
Tell me that those clubs at ADCC were not strikes. Tell it to me. Say it. I want to hear you say it.
I thought it was really funny that one time Mateus tried to club me and I ducked it because I knew he had.
That was a nice ass duck.
He clubbed me like 3 times really hard, so I just knew he was going to do it again. And his hand was on my wrist, and I just knew the second his hand left my wrist, I was going to duck. And then he almost fell over. He like literally lost his balance and almost tripped over his feet. And I fucking laughed. And then I made a mistake because I kind of giggled at it. And then I like fist bumped him. And I realized at that moment I lost my focus.
Oh no.
And that's when I fucked the match.
Disaster.
The match went downhill from there.
That's when you pulled guard.
I know I did dumb shit. I just wasn't taking it very serious, man. I've competed with him so many times that we make a lot of jokes to each other, and I just, anyways.
You lost your fighter
focus.
spirit, bro.
Is that an excuse? I lost my focus. No, that's ownership, right?
Yeah, no, that's ownership, and you need to remember that.
I need to kick his ass next time.
When I do something like that, I have this continuous note in my iPhone in the note section, and it's just like all the fuck ups that I've done in competition, mindset fuck ups, like anything. It's a short list.
I was going to say, I want to see this list.
It's a short list. It's not very long, but it's like just something like to remind yourself, like, damn, like the biggest one for me is going into a match and not fighting hard enough. Like nothing feels worse than ending a match and being like, I'm not really that tired and I lost. Like if I lost, I should be dragged off this mat. Like I should be dying. And if you're not giving it your all and it's something you care about, then it's like, why are you even there?
I was explaining this to someone today, actually. This guy, Barry, he's a really good black belt, and he's visiting from Canada. He's a good wrestler, right? And we had a really good training round, and it was in the last 20 seconds that I swept him, or I came up and took him down, and he was like, fuck. And I was like, bro, the last 30 seconds are the most important of the entire match. That's when dreams are made and broken. In the last 30, that's when Mateus passed my guard, last 3 seconds. That's when I finished Gabriel Almeida, last 30 seconds.
That's when
I finished Adam Varginski, last 30 seconds.
That's where the willpower comes in. It's like the final break. It's like you either don't break or you do, and one person breaks.
Every time that I
in some capacity.
Yeah, I can think of so many matches that I won in the last 30 seconds. It's the most important, you guys. That 30 seconds is like the go. That's when you empty the fucking gas tank. Like whatever you have left, whether you're winning or losing.
See, that's what I'm good at. I'm good at like fighting the last 30 seconds or the last half of the fight good or hard. I'm just not good at fighting the first half of the match hard. And a lot of times it comes back to bite me because it's like I'm down on points or something, and now I'm like fighting from a deficit, and the guy can be defensive. Right. And then it's like you're trying to apply yourself, but it's like the match is over already, right? Because it's like he's already decided he doesn't want to do jiu-jitsu anymore.
Right.
And so it's like you set yourself up for failure from the first 30 seconds if you give up points. So the first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds are like the most important.
And actually, now that I think about it, that's kind of what I do. I go really hard in the first few minutes and I go really hard in the last few minutes. And in the middle, I'm just kind of doing
in the middle. Both people are kind of just like in the feeling out stage. It's like, yeah.
I try to blitz people and get into a good position, and then I just fucking smash for like 5 minutes. And then.
So what I started doing is I started taking on a defensive approach early. So like, I know most people do that. I think I told you about this when we were traveling all over doing all those tournaments in 2017.
Yeah.
And I realized I was like, why are these matches so hard? It's because everyone just goes hard as fuck for the first 3 minutes. And if I go hard as fuck too, it's like they might have a chance to do something because I'm cold and I'm not a really fast starter.
Right.
But if I just take a super defensive posture, assuming that this guy's going to try and come out and kill me, and I'm just like ready to like react quickly and fight hard, but like in a defensive manner, like everyone burned out. really quickly.
That was your strategy versus Gutenberg. He blitzed you for 3 minutes.
Oh yeah,
right?
Dude, it's like nonstop against me. Marigali, everyone does it to me.
Yeah.
The only person who doesn't do it to me is Leandro Lowe, and he beats me because of it. Leandro Lowe does the same thing. We both are like defensive, like waiting. And neither of us wants to be first because it's like the person that goes first is going to get tired and let the other person who's fresher get the move.
Can you recall the most exhausted you felt after a competitive match, and who was it against? Like just fucking just wiped out. Like yeah.
Yuri Samoa's Metamoris when I had to leave the match as Kenny Florian was coming up with the microphone because I was going to throw up.
I remember you.
I had to go throw up. I was so tired. That's because I was out of shape. I don't remember what was going on though. What year was that? What year is this?
Metamoris. That was 2000.
Who am I?
That was like 2014.
This was one of the later Metamorphoses.
That was 2014. I remember.
Yeah, I was pretty tired there. I've been pretty tired.
I'm trying to think of mine. I can't really think of it.
Honestly, if you are training really hard, you're not going to get tired in the match. You're not going to be like your lungs will be burning maybe, but you'll feel fine in like 30 seconds to a minute after.
You know who fucking really made me work hard was Monteiro. What's his last name? From Arizona. Orlando Monteiro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I wasn't in good shape for that either. Yeah. It was in Seattle. That was the day we fought that day in Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an open class. Yeah. But man, he was tough.
Back is tight. I fought him there too, huh?
Yeah, in the open class.
Wait, did we both fight him there?
Yeah. I fought him in the weight class. You fought him in the open class.
Oh.
Yeah, but I remember I was just smoked after that match. I couldn't even, like, my hands were just like...
It's because he was playing like Spider Guard against you?
No. I can't remember what
Remember
it was.
when we used to make fun of you for Pete playing Spider Guard against you? And Pete's like entire game for like years until until recently, or maybe still, it was just to not get past. It's like that was his entire goal.
Yeah.
Is like not to attack, but to purely not get past.
Pete's guard is really hard to pass. I just pull guard on him now because his passing's not that good.
Yo, you could pass, bro.
Maybe now. It's been a while.
You must take the right grips.
It's been a while.
I can show you. Can you pass Connor's guard yet? That was a loaded question. It was a trick question.
I always pass Connor's guard.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Connor's
still in here? He came in to talk shit and then just dipped when I unmodded him.
He gave me a really good round today, Nogi.
Really?
But he's in really great shape. And
he's super strong.
Yeah, right now he's fucking strong. He was just in Grand Slam in Rio, and I was in Mexico drinking cervezas. But he gave me a really tough round today.
That sounds like an excuse, bro. Did you just make an excuse on this podcast?
I'm owning it. I wasn't prepared. He did great.
Bro, the proper thing to do there would be to say, I had a hard time against Connor.
I did have a hard time.
You got to keep that to yourself, dude.
To be honest, I can't even remember I don't remember who won. I don't remember. Anyways, I feel like we're change the subject. Are we running out of steam right now?
I mean, not really. We're just like running the excuse thing into the ground. But I mean, I'm over it. To be honest, I'm over you. I'm over this podcast. I'm over this staying awake right now. I'm over this chat.
Over this harassing life.
Nope. Jiu-jitsu life has treated me well, Joshua.
I would concur. I feel like
there are certain people in it that have
go to the chat. Let's go. Go to the chat, man.
What's up, guys?
They've been pumping out messages for an hour and a half, and we've only acknowledged one of them.
We should probably start at the beginning. Let's scroll. I'm just gonna scroll back to the top.
Just do a random scroll and then see where it stops. Like just slide it and like.
There's a way to. Let me check the super chats. That's what we should do. The people who donated.
Oh yeah.
But I forgot how to.
I just want you guys. I want everyone who donated. I just want you to know that I have not seen a single dollar of those donations. That all that shit just stays in Keenan's pocket. You know it's true.
That's not true. I just forgot to do the.
Yeah.
Remember, I sent you the report last time.
Yeah,
I forgot to do that again. Okay, here I have the viewer activity.
Keenan does not share any of your donations with me at all.
Should top talent blue belts like Ty and Michael be allowed to compete at black belt?
In the IBJJF or anywhere, because Ty definitely just fought Wagner and there was no belt. It was just a no-gi match.
I think they're like challenging the years and the time limit that is implied. It's by IBJJF.
I was just thinking about this the other day. I mean, they can compete at any level. They don't. I mean, Ty can compete with anyone at black belt, like, but the IBJJF won't let him wear a black belt. I don't disagree with the IBJJF either. Like, there needs to be standards. So there needs to be some standards for belts. Like,
it's not their fault that they're really good and they're 16. It's not their fault.
No, you can't hate on them for this. Like, and they can't be purple belts.
Like, people
in the IBJJF.
Do better, guys. Like, that's what good jiu-jitsu looks like.
I think it's really a stupid thing to complain about someone being better at jiu-jitsu than you.
I don't think this guy. I don't think there's complaining.
No, not him. But people do complain.
Yeah, he's not. He's saying they should be allowed to like compete at a higher level as well. I would say they should be able to compete in multiple divisions. That'd be cool.
That's what Grappler's Quest used to do. You could sign up for as many divisions as you wanted. Mm-hmm. And actually, when I found out the IBJJF doesn't allow that, I was like, so why? Why not? Why not pay 2 registration fees and sign up for 2 divisions, masters and adult?
They could probably make a lot more money if they did that. I think if you pitched it to them like that, they'd be like, oh shit. We could probably get like 33% more registrations. I mean?
And the adult division and the masters division usually goes at different times. So it wouldn't be a conflict.
I think at least by age, you should be able to compete in different age divisions. If you're a master and you want to compete in adult too,
yeah,
go for it.
I think that would be great.
I think you still they'd have to just make stricter qualifying rules for black belt probably.
Actually, I know for a fact that head referee Gabriel listens to our podcast.
Oh no. Oh God!
Along with
which one is Gabriel? I have the face.
He's the cool one.
Yeah, he's cool.
They're actually all cool.
Does he do the I think he does most of the referee courses.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, he's cool. I've never had any problems with any of the main referees. It's just the random dudes I never see before. It's like, where did this guy come from?
No, the guys.
Why is he reffing my finals match at Worlds? Like
the guys that have been there for a while are all pretty cool.
Like, can I get like an experienced dude in here maybe for this like high like intensity match? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows what's going on.
But I think if you're listening, John or Gabriel, Professor Gabriel, sorry, maybe pitch that to the administration.
Do you like people calling you professor?
I hate it.
What would you rather be called?
Josh.
What about coach?
That's all right.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but there was a guy one time that went on our when Dom Bell got his black belt, and everyone was saying, "Congratulations, Professor Dom." And some guy from Australia just got all upset. It was like, "Oh, where did he do his postdoc?" And if he's a professor, he did a postdoc, and he went on this big old rant about it. Like, why are you guys calling him professor? He's not a professor. He didn't do a dissertation.
He was comparing it to like PhD.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something.
I was like, bro, get up. And the guy ended up sending me like a private message. And he's like, "You're just a poor fucking fuck." And
did he insult your income?
Yeah, he tried to. But
that's an interesting insult.
I know.
Pretty popular in our scene too. To insult someone's income.
I know, but like that's ridiculous because you guys literally have no fucking idea how much money. You guys are fucking clueless. Like, I live a modest lifestyle, but that doesn't reflect my income.
No one's more modest than you, Josh.
That's not true. I'm not very modest. No
one's more modest than me.
I live.
If there was a competition for modesty, I would win that shit.
I'm not very modest. Is that a modest thing to say?
I don't know. It is.
But I do live a modest lifestyle because I believe in saving. I'm saving for my future because I don't have a fucking retirement plan.
Yeah, you got it.
Stack it up. I invest in my IRA.
You should invest in yourself, Josh. That's the only thing you can really count on.
I do invest in myself.
No, I'm talking like cold, hard dollar cash into something real.
Such as?
That's a good question. I think mostly some sort of.
I'm just gonna say it right now. We're running out of steam.
I'm chilling, dude.
My brain is slowing down real quick.
Tell me this. Why won't you train with me, Josh?
Did I not just train with you like 2 weeks ago at 540?
That was like months ago, man.
That was not months ago. It was last month.
It was like a month.
I was getting ready for my match with Murillo. Did you watch my match with Murillo?
Oh, God, sounds like the most boring match.
It was. It was actually.
That's why I didn't watch, dude.
It was
just
boring.
Like nothing's gonna happen this match.
It was because he took the perfect stance to take away all the things that I liked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't very.
Okay, you didn't answer my question though, man.
I do train with you. Fuck.
You don't, bro. Do you know how long my gym has been open? It's been open. I've had mats there for like a month and a half, dude. And you call yourself my friend. What am I to you? Just a
You're just a co-host.
I'm just a freaking golden goose over here, laying you your golden eggs for your podcast wealth, which you're just hoarding away in some sort of Scrooge McDuck vault somewhere. Investing in IRAs.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You just said it yourself, man. You're just like hoarding your money, saving for your future.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put so much money in the stock market that I can live off dividends.
That's what happens if it just all goes fucking belly up, dude.
Well, when stock price goes down, the dividends don't necessarily change. The value of the stock can go down, sure, but what they pay out in dividends doesn't necessarily change. Or the opposite is also true. If the stock value can go up, but they can lower the dividend payments if they want. They can change whatever the fuck they want whenever they want. But that's why
Where'd you get that idea?
That's why you diversify.
Where'd you get that idea about the whole dividends thing?
You want to know the truth?
Sure.
You remember that movie Broken Arrow with John Travolta?
No.
When they hijacked and I think it was Christian. What's his name? Christian. Not Bale. Christian, the actor, the old one from a long time ago, from the 80s.
Okay.
Anyways, the Broken Arrow. They hijacked a stealth bomber with a nuke, and they were trying to ransom. They had some kind of ransom.
This is what you base your future off
motherfucker.
of?
There's one quote out of this movie that changed my perspective.
Oh, okay.
And John Travolta was like. He was like saying, he's going to detonate this nuke unless he gets like $5 million or $500 million or something. And then he explained to someone that he's going to invest that money in Volvo and live off the dividends for the rest of his life. And I was like, that's interesting.
Huh. Any finance experts? I mean, you went to finance school. Surely this is
I have a fucking master's degree in finance.
You're a master's in finance, bro. So you're good. This is like.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
This is foolproof. You know what you're doing. It's all good.
I mean, it's not foolproof. Like things can go bad. Like anytime the orange man in the White House says something weird, the stock market fucking goes into fluctuations.
Yeah.
Every time he wants to like make a trade war with China, dude, the market starts going like this. And
I really want to watch the Tesla Cybertruck reveal that happened when we started this podcast. I sacrificed it so I could do this with you. That would be really cool to have seen live.
I see your little Elon Musk book right here.
That's a great book. Will you hand it to me, please? You should read this.
Can I read it right now?
You can. Will you read it?
I will.
Will you actually? Because this is a really interesting book about him.
I will read it.
And
is it really a good book?
It's really good.
Don't just say it is a good book because you want people to think you're smart.
It's very, very interesting, and it is not like it's not a super educational book. It's just like it's a biography.
Okay.
Him. Yeah, it's not like you're not learning any crazy like business. It's not like an educational thing. It's just more about like what an interesting human. Like this man is like the most important person in our era for sure. Like he's the only one who can do it. He's the only one. He can do it, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the podcast.
Yeah, I think we're done, man. My brain is fried.
Yeah, I'm done too. Thanks for stopping by.
We explained why we didn't do the episode last week.
Yeah, we had an issue with an audio technical issue.
We have the episode, we just didn't release it.
So it just wasn't the quality that we were looking for.
It's not that we didn't do an episode. We did an episode, but we didn't want to release it, so it's in the bank right now.
Yeah, we've grown accustomed to a certain quality of life, and I'm not willing to go back to where we were at before.
Yeah.
So
if you ever go back and watch that first episode, it's pretty bad.
Really?
I mean, the audio sounds really bad.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
I would just like to encourage all the listeners to go back and listen to the first 3 or 4 episodes.
Also, guys, because we're not accepting sponsors anymore, because sponsors just don't know what
we don't answer. We don't answer to anyone.
We don't answer to anyone. We're our own bosses. We don't need sponsors because we sponsor ourselves. So this podcast is brought to you by Josh Hinger's multiple instructionals around the world on Berry Insights.
There's a few of them, yeah.
And he will be doing one with me. Hopefully, I would like to produce one of your instructionals, Josh. Do you know what it's going to be called?
Oh, you have a name already picked out?
No, but I mean, come up with something cool. Okay. But I'll produce a great instructional for you, and that will be available within the next 2 months if Josh ever comes to my gym to actually film it.
Wow.
Other than that, I have updated the Lapel Encyclopedia, or will be updated by Black Friday with some huge discounts. And one thing that is really important about this instructional,
next week?
It's next week. Yeah, I think. No, I don't know. End of the month. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly when Black Friday is. It seems to be like a month long thing now.
No one gives a fuck about Black Friday anymore. It's Cyber Monday. That's the thing.
Dude, the whole month, bro, is just like a consumer like nightmare where we were joking about this, where paid actors will be trying to coerce you out of your money for various deals, like appealing to your lizard brain in highly scientific ways to get you to buy more things. And let's just be honest. Buying more things does not make you happy.
I was just going to say that.
Have you ever like bought material objects and been like, I feel good about myself right now?
No, it's not going to do it.
Dude, I tried one more time recently. I bought a pair of AirPods Pro because it seemed like they'd fit my cauliflower ears. I was like, this is like a functional thing for me. Like I finally get to have like portable earbuds that fit in my ears.
No go.
I didn't even feel good about it. Not even one little iota of happiness came from those things. Over the ear headphones are much better. But you know, one thing that makes me happy, Josh, consistently throughout the years, jiu-jitsu.
I was going to say talking to me.
No, doing jiu-jitsu. That's the one thing we all have in common. We realize that's the shit. That's the shit that makes us happy. Like, damn, this thing makes us happy. And the only way you can get more of that is by furthering your knowledge. Jiu-jitsu is an incredibly knowledge-based sport. You need to do some studying on your own because most instructors don't have it all. You have to like go around and like pick some things up. And so the Lapel Encyclopedia is my personal masterpiece of like my creations of jiu-jitsu. You know how functional these things are. You yourself are a little bit of a lapel guard player, aren't you, Josh?
I dabble.
It was a perfect supplement to a otherwise struggling guard game. And with the help, I think you can agree that your guard has improved significantly. I felt it.
Yeah.
Your guard has gotten a lot better since you started using some lapel guards.
Not that you know, since we don't train together.
Well, whose fault is that? But yeah, so the thing about this instructional is it's constantly updated. You buy it once, you get it forever. So every single lapel guard update throughout the years, if you get it once, you'll have access to those through the app, the website, et cetera, et cetera. It is not a one and done deal. So it's kind of like a constantly updating thing that just gains value over time. You could think of it as like investing in yourself rather than buying a product because it will improve your jiu-jitsu. Or I'll give you your money back, honestly. If you feel like you didn't learn anything, it did not help you in some way, I will literally give you your money back. 100%. No questions asked. Just send a thing to info@KeenOnline. Say you didn't like it. They'll send you your money back.
Can I do my promotion now?
Absolutely.
I don't have a name for my thing, though.
I can do it for you. I'm great at this stuff.
You know what I do?
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead and try.
Okay.
What do I do?
Josh is a very experienced competitor and man. He understands. Don't laugh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is that not true?
Nope, I am a very experienced man.
You're an experienced man.
I've been a man my entire life. I'm super experienced at being a man.
See, you should have done.
I was never a woman.
You should have done my instructional. You should have like vouched for you because I'm going to vouch for. Okay. I'm going to vouch for you right now. Since I've known you, you're probably one of the most knowledgeable and educated people that I've come in contact with. As you know, the jiu-jitsu community, especially in the professional level, is filled with jiu-jitsu bums that it's just like that's all they've ever done. No social ability,
knuckle draggers.
They've no like culture. Like they haven't really been anywhere to really experience the culture. Maybe this is like I'm speaking for like the American guys. I know I'm not as close to the Brazilians.
Yeah,
I would
Tanner
say.
Rice, you have no fucking culture.
Well, it's just like it's a common thing. You dedicate yourself to something. It's hard to like branch out and experience new things. But you're very experienced, and I think you have a wealth of knowledge to share with people that can improve their lives beyond just jiu-jitsu. But what are you best at? Jiu-jitsu and competing. You are a man who has come into jiu-jitsu at a later age. The odds are stacked against you. It's true. You like basically started your professional career at what, 32?
33.
33? Like that's like when people are ending their professional careers.
No, you're right. 32. It was 32.
So you ended your you started your professional career when most people are ending it. Made something of yourself beyond what so many other people could not accomplish. That didn't happen by chance. There's some, you be knowing some shit up in that noggin of yours. You know what's going on, dude. And you have some valuable knowledge and nothing is more valuable than someone with specialized knowledge because that can be imparted to someone almost exactly like a carbon copy. You can get that information if it is presented to you in the right format. So Josh has a little group. I would call it like a little like mastermind group.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a little mastermind where him and a group of people that have trust in your abilities
to prepare for competitions.
Will go to you as a coach beyond just technique, but like actual mindset, exercise, diet, stuff that has helped you and the stuff you use to become a successful adult competitor competing,
Yes.
You're up to 10 years older than some of these guys. Than me.
10 years older than you.
Yeah.
10 years older than Lucas.
I think you might have beat me once somewhere. Like, I don't know where. Maybe.
It's on
could
YouTube.
have happened somewhere.
It's on YouTube.
So this guy, like, there's something going on there. And if you'd be silly not to check that out. If what your goals are to improve in jiu-jitsu and improve in your, like, that is your thing and you want to get better at it.
If you don't have a solid competition team to train with, to prepare yourself for competition, and you need help preparing for your competition, I'm starting a camp 8 weeks out from PANS to help people for PANS. So it's going to start mid-January. And it's going to go to mid-March.
Okay.
And then PANS happens in the third week of March.
And there's limited availability for
I
this
will
thing.
not take, I took 5 people this time for Nogi Worlds, and we're on week 5 right now. And I think I will definitely not take more than 8.
Yeah.
I think 8 is good.
Absolutely.
I don't overwhelm myself. It's pretty much.
For sure. You want
pretty much. I'm just going to harass you every day about jiu-jitsu stuff, and maybe not every day. Every other day.
It's a lot more than that, though. I would hardly call it harassment.
No, it's not harassment. I like to stay on top of people, and if you know.
You know what you should do.
So my clients, they send me videos of them training, and then I watch it on my phone, screen record it, and I overlay my commentary on their training rounds, and I tell them what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right, what I would have done.
You should go to PANS and coach them too.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Nogi Worlds and coach them at Nogi
Right,
Worlds.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be at PANS too.
I read that in the chat, stole that idea from someone.
No, it's true.
That's a good
I mean,
idea.
I am going to do that. I'm like, I have clients that are going to Nogi Worlds, and I will be there for them at Nogi Worlds. Yeah, and then they send me technique questions. I send them technique videos.
Where can someone apply to this?
You will. I'm actually building the website right now.
Okay, but in the meantime.
In the meantime, you'll just have to email me at hingerseminars@gmail.com.
Hinger Seminars. That's spelled how it sounds. Hinger sounds like it's spelled. Well, I'm not sure.
Hinger.
No one's really sure how to
Seminars.
pronounce it, but it's Hinger. Like injure would be the phonetic spelling. Right?
God damn you. Hinger.
Then why I don't understand.
Inger. It's
Okay,
ing. I-N-G.
The root word of your name is hinge. That's the root word. Hinge. That's the etymology of it. Hinger. That's how you spell hinge. How do you pronounce hinge?
But injure is spelled with a J. Hinger.
I'm not saying injure. I'm saying hinge. Hinge is spelled with a G.
It's German. It's a German name. So now say it with a German accent.
Is hinge a German device? I don't understand. All right.
Hinka. It's actually Hinka.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out. I'm done with this. Guys,
This
train
was a
hard,
real-
motherfuckers.
This was a real shit show.
Don't
but
make
it was fun.
fucking excuses. Train hard. Don't be spazzy white belts. Drink lots of water. Take your vitamins.
Yep. Good job.
And
everyone.
don't fucking DM me. I'm serious. Don't fucking DM me. If you have something to say, put it in the fucking comments. That's why we have a comment section on the IG page.
You can DM.
If you put it in the comments, people can engage with you. It makes way more sense. If you're gonna send me a DM, I'm gonna fucking ignore it, and no conversation's gonna happen. So just put it in the comments. Let other people engage with you. I'll engage with you. Stop fucking DMing me.
Yeah, it makes more sense to put it in a public forum for sure.
That's why the comment section is there.
Put it on Reddit, guys.
Put it on fucking Reddit.
Go say it on Reddit if you got an issue with Josh. They'll back you up over there.
They're gonna back you up 100% and tell you what a piece of shit.
They'll come in droves to back you up.
And I'll never see it because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's for the best, honestly. I could never go on the internet again to read people's comments. I'd probably be just fine. You know, I might actually live a better life.
You'd probably have a higher quality of life for sure. The internet is literally the most toxic environment on fucking planet Earth.
You know why? So that's
more so than a nuclear waste disposal place.
Yeah, more so than that.
That's how toxic the internet is.
I don't know if it's that toxic.
It's fucking toxic.
All right, guys, we got to walk all the way over there to turn this thing off. So there's gonna be a real awkward walk of shame.
I got it.
You know what button to press? Stop streaming and stop recording. I'll keep you guys company here as we close this one out. Goodbye, Hicks and Gracie. Thanks for